My cat is asleep. He is fallen asleep on the chair.
Aww.
Kitty.
Which one?
Nacho.
Nacho?
Hello,
Aw.
everyone,
Anyways,
and welcome to the Order of Dice. And we are here with the Revived Pandemic, the Trial by Fire Party,
Hi.
and a guest.
Yeah. I am not
Honorary
associated
member.
with this. Nope. I joined my own group, the Bloody Petals.
honorary member.
Nope.
You've been inducted.
You
I
can't
haven't
deny
been.
it.
Nope.
I think we drank to it last night, didn't we?
Actually, Violet never stated that she took the glass.
I know I drank to it.
So,
That does not mean she accepted. Respect her, no.
but yes, it's good to see you all again. I know it's been a hot minute due to life things going on, and let us all say welcome back to Miyuki. Glad you could be part of the campaign again. Yes, it's good.
Moved.
Yes, you moved, and we're glad to have you back. So, announcement-wise, as mentioned before, we're pretty much starting back up again with Revive Pandemic every week, and also every other Sunday is Icar in Honor. So not this Sunday, but the next Sunday after that. So, without any further delay, let us go ahead and begin the Revived Pandemic. Where we last left off with the party. The Trial by Fire had found themselves in a bit of a difficult set of circumstances as they were trying to rescue Samuel's father from the illness that seems to plague him. They believed they had found a cure, but in reality it was not the case, as he turned into this great monstrosity before them. It was in this set of unfortunate circumstances they found themselves having to fight for their survival. They were successful, but at the cost of their father, Samuel and Seraph's father. With this, they found themselves in a situation where they found themselves almost seeming as if red-handed with having committed the death of the king. But before all this transformation take place, he had given a warning to Samuel, warning him that something has a hold or influenced, or even just simply talking to his brother. Uncertainty filled everyone as they found themselves in this strange situation with Seraph and Inquisitor Anya. So Callis had turned himself in, confessing that he was the one who delivered the death blow. And as he was arrested, he was imprisoned in Samuel's room. Though Samuel and the rest of the party had been cast out from the palace. So Callis, thankfully knowing his friend, even though he would not truly admit that he and Samuel are friends, found a way to escape his imprisonment. It was during his crawling through the inner walls of the palace that he had discovered the only accessible area to listen in the study, but happened to hear a conversation between Seraph and someone whom was quite familiar to Zokalis. Cambion. Cambion that was there back in Avalon. The one who caused the death of Inquisitor Tullus. Seemed now that he was working alongside with Seraph. After leaving, took some time, but Zokas found himself meeting up once again with the group. It was at the dead of night. And it was here that the party met up, informed Rorik and Talos. It's been a hot minute, as you can see. It had about what had transpired and how grave the situation was now. With that, the party had come to the conclusion that it is probably best to go and speak to these conspirators. The ones who the nobility seemed to have to follow the Master of Beasts and yet find themselves essentially in ruin. Though it is without, needless to say, this is considered a bit of a tense thing as they are trying to figure out as the best course of action, since Violet, who is an Inquisitor, isn't normally welcomed among those who follow the Master of Beasts. But all the while, one party member was missing. And so Kaz was the one who had to break the news. At some point, Miyuki seemed to have been charmed by the Cambion. Now they find themselves in a bit of a difficult situation, which also forced their hand in speaking to these conspirators. Before we get to the main party, we're going to go to Miyuki. Miyuki. I believe you're muted, are you?
No. You're just
There we go.
Get closer to my mic.
Are you streaming right now, Harold?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not seeing it on YouTube.
It shows that it's connected. It's going live right now for me. So.
Okay, I can't find it. It's weird.
Oh,
Algorithm.
I see why.
And yeah, and Isabella texted me. She's
Did you
not seeing
forget
it
to
either.
press a button?
No, it just decided to switch to unlisted again. There we go. It's all good. We got that
Yeah,
up now.
redo the
It's
intro
public
again.
now. Sorry about that.
You redo the intro.
No,
That's fine. It'll be in the VOD.
it'll be in the VOD.
Okay.
We'll edit that out. So,
We'll fix it in post.
fix it at post. And we never do.
A true YouTuber.
The true YouTuber. We never fix our edits. So, Miyuki, you were walking alongside with your companions, but heading down this particular way to the palace. After having spoken to and being introduced to the Witch of the Inquisition, who had mentioned that you are in need of seeing Inquisitor Anya and Seraph. While you and the others were walking along, you were taking up the back end. While this is all happening, I want you to roll me a perception check. those wondering, we are doing a little time travel for Miyuki.
Oh yeah, we're starting this off proper. 12.
A bit uncertain as to what to make of this. You are constantly just looking around, just taking in the scenery, finding it a bit unsettling, but you're not exactly perturbed like some of the others in your party. But as you are walking, you suddenly hear a voice. I'd like for you to make me a charisma save. Very good. You hear this voice filled with warmth as you hear, "Ah, a diamond among the rubble.
I try to look around to see where that voice came from.
Try looking around. You have no idea where it's coming from, but you hear the voice once more. Curiosity fascinates me. You fascinate me. You hear the voice still, but it seems to come from a direction a bit off to the right. As you are nearing the town square,
To the group, I ask them if anyone else is hearing this.
you go, as you turn to look and ask them this, they seemed rather focused on their conversation and seemed to be a bit on edge. They're looking around. Something seems to catch Zokalis' attention, but not in the direction that that leads to that voice.
Player me is thinking, don't go to the voice! Character me is thinking, I wonder what that voice is.
Once more. There is something you seek. Do you not?
Thinking, and this is gonna be in her head. Like, she's gonna, like, say in her head, like, mentally try and speak back. Like, my sister?
What has happened to your dear sister?
Died in battle.
Died in battle, you say? I assure you that may not be entirely the case.
What are you not telling me?
believe that your sister is indeed alive.
How would you know?
I've met your sister before. Strong, powerful, filled with great beauty. Certainly, she is certainly one who would not fall so easily. Would you agree?
Yes.
Then come. I will help you in your search for your sister. I'm gonna need you to roll me another charisma save, but this time at disadvantage.
Beyond likes to screw me when I try doing disadvantage or advantage. So.
It's okay.
Oh my god. I don't think that would have helped either way. Yeah, 5.
You find yourself truly believing his words. Find yourself going towards him. You're considered charmed. You can't help but find yourself agreeing and thinking, yes, he's right. There's no way that she would be dead. And you find yourself walking off from the rest of the group. And as you are moving towards the center of town, you see someone standing there, seeming to be... He almost seems elven in a way, but the horns of a tiefling. With a handsome face, no sign of any sort of facial hair, just looking at you as he smiles. And as he reaches out towards you, your vision goes dark. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the party now. The rest of the party.
Been kidnapped.
Awesome. Sure have.
Yep. Welcome to the club.
You know, well, thinking more about it, you know, as she's walking towards it, he's like, you know what? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Why would she fall to a bunch of rats?
You're the rats. So, go
They were
back.
really big rats.
Mm.
They were strong rats too. Don't
Oh yeah, they
underestimate those rats.
nearly dragged Nether away.
They
But
did. It was terrifying.
so, the rest of you, as we come back to you all, and it is still nighttime because you decide to strategically take your long rest. You all find yourself in the dead of night, exiting the home of Talos. And as you are as he's guiding you towards your destination, I need everyone to give me a stealth check, please.
Oh no!
Oh boy.
Oh no, I'm not good at these.
It's okay. I
Good
believe in
Good
you.
night.
No, I
I'm
have
going-
disadvantage.
I'm
It's
going.
okay. I believe in you.
I think I should. I'm considering casting Pass Without a Trace.
I rolled a
Ah.
7. The other was a dirty
I
20.
You might want to. Isn't that
I-
why you have it?
I think this is probably a group.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
Dang.
wait until after. You're gonna have to wait until after.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, you have to call it before.
Yeah,
That's
there
how
we
you
go.
else do.
16.
It's fine. If we get more higher checks than lower checks, it'll negate ours, right?
We
That's
have
not
two under 10. And nothing above a... Oh, no, we have one person who's above 20. The other are below 17.
I'll be fine.
We're all gonna die.
You're not exactly the most stealthiest of groups, but it's almost as if divided in between those who are wearing a bit more heavier armor and those that are not.
Clang, 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 clang.
You even hear Aeon's armor. He's trying to be as stealthful as possible.
Oh, yeah,
Violet's
no,
not helping.
it's-
Violet's not helping either. Scale mail.
Mm-hmm.
Need to teach you two stuff.
I don't do stealth.
What about? Oh, we got to roll for Hati too.
Yeah, someone needs to roll for hot tea.
Oh. Yep. Wait, we don't have access to Hati's sheet, do we?
All right, don't worry about it.
I thought we did.
I don't think we do.
You just
She
roll
tends to
it.
private
Skills,
it whenever
Okay.
she's on session.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay,
got it.
cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
she
do?
has it right here. Yeah,
Oh.
here. Here's Hati's stealth. Oh no. There it goes.
You got a nat 20.
Wow. Okay.
It's
Hati's
almost
not
like
as
she's not
covered.
even here.
I have to roll one more because there's a big old D right next to it, so it has to be disadvantage, I think, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Hati,
17.
that's fine.
Still pretty good.
That's better than Rory.
As you're moving stealthily along, those of you who are clanking in your armor, you feel like a pair of eyes staring at you as you look at the Shader Kai elf just judging you silently.
Oh, both elves are judging you guys. Absolutely.
All of
I
the
guess
The
elves.
God's totally judging too.
The Callus is judging Rorik.
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
You beat yourself, check.
I need to save my spells.
Violet's just thinking, I'm not meant for stealth. I meant to stand out. That's the whole point of the persona.
Very true.
So, as you're moving along, you hear some idle chatter as there's this, where you are, there's this structure. As you're hugging close to it, you hear some idle chatter of those that seem to be walking a bit further down to your left.
Can Violet see who's chatting?
As you peek your head around the corner to take a look, you see what appears to be that of a few members of the Order of Exorcists, seeming to be chatting under this lamppost, which is illuminated.
Lovely. She goes back behind the corner.
You just
We'll be fine.
You just watch Violet as she comes back. She didn't tell you who's there.
Okay, fine. Mine, because she's not going to risk breaking stealth in everyone's mind. A couple of exorcists under the lamppost over there.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Not someone you're willing to go just say hi to.
Just keep going.
Well, which way do we have to go?
The Taos just slowly points to that corner and then points a little to the right. You see that that he's pointing towards what appears to be that of an alleyway that's about 10-15 feet away from them.
Problem.
Of course that's where we need to go. Alright. Who wants to be a distraction?
Well, don't all volunteer at once.
You hear metal scraping against metal ever so slightly.
No, we're not going to kill them.
You see Aeon just stopping from drawing his blade.
We're not going to kill them.
I mean, I would say I could be a distraction, but they think I'm in his room right now. He's like nods
Yeah,
over
okay.
to Samuel.
They think that an animal is in his room now.
So,
Excuse me?
so Samuel is going to look and kind of like glance around the corner and see where these guys are. Is there another alleyway, like the opposite direction from where we need to go?
Give me a perception check.
Would I know if there's another alleyway or another end to the alley from the last time
Okay.
that we had gone here? Or is this a different place?
From what you remember, this is the same exact route that you took with Talos.
Mm-hmm.
You take a look around. You're not really seeing much in the way of luck. You may be able to find something further down, but you would definitely lose time.
There, from what he can see, not trying to find like an alternate route, but what he's trying to see is there from where they're standing, is there another like alleyway like opposite of where we need to go?
It's possible, but you're not exactly certain.
Okay.
Especially since you don't know whether, especially if you're trying to like fully avoid, like with his perception, you don't really know as to who else is out there. So
okay. So Samuel's gonna try something. About 30 feet away from them, in the opposite direction of kind of still moving away from us, but also moving away from where we need to go. He's going to cast Minor Illusion.
okay.
And they're just gonna hear the sound of someone screaming "heretic."
Okay.
Seeing this, could Violet also cast, let me just make sure I'm reading the spell, Thaumaturgy, to make it sound like a fight's breaking out in the same direction?
Okay. I would like for you both to roll me deception checks. You don't forget to roll those that much.
30,
You guys are too
Oh, damn.
honest and persuasive.
1 second. 1 second. Uh, 21.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Nice.
As you cast these, the Thaumaturgy and the Minor Illusion, and you are both doing it down the opposite end of where you are.
Mhm.
So, like, where you are is going over this way.
Basically, it's away from the alley.
Okay, so going further this way or further ahead of them.
Where are we in station to them?
So you're
Okay.
about 30 feet away from them.
Okay.
So
They're right
compass
around
needle-
here.
Okay. Yeah. So compass needle. If we're in the center of the compass, and they are slightly
They're right here.
northeast. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're trying to put it at the very least northwest, so we can go north. So that way we can go east.
Okay.
Is this what you're saying right here? Like this is the alley, and then you're saying either this way or that way while we're down here.
Okay. I'll just dot it for you, okay?
Too much information.
Sure thing.
Just the complete opposite way of which way that we need to go. That's
Yes.
where it's going.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
Behind us. No.
We don't need
Stop
specifics.
putting words in our mouths.
Okay. So basically ignore this line, but the dot here, that's basically where you are, okay?
Okay.
So you're right there. They are basically up here. Now, the alleyway itself is like right here.
Okay.
From that point, where are you casting the thaumaturgy?
Okay, so we're Samuel's trying to have it sound like it's coming from this way. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay. All right. How far is the range of your spell, just so I know?
30 feet.
So I'm gonna try to. So keep in mind, you are 30 feet away from him.
Frick.
Crap. So.
Keep in mind, right here is still the road, as you had drawn.
Okay. So Samuel's. So this is okay. So we're here. It's 20 feet. So Samuel's trying to place it kind of towards this direction.
Okay. So as far as you can, even though you can't really see that far. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I imagine Samuel knows the area.
Right. Yeah. I'm just
We have
saying. I'm just saying, just so I have a, because I'm taking in context of the spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as you all hear this yell of heretic and this fight breaking out, are you all just staying hidden?
Well, Samuel's watching them to see if they move.
Okay.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Just
Do you see as this commotion, the sounds of the commotion, you see one of them get up from leaning against the post, looks to the others, so you hear him say, "All right, let's check this out. See who we're lynching this time." As he gets up and he starts walking, seeming to be towards your direction, Samuel.
fuck. That was not on the
But you watch as the other entourage continue forward before they turn at the crossroads.
So they move past us, basically.
Yes, they did. They moved past you.
Okay.
So basically, they went this way.
Okay, so Samuel really quickly is going to produce his Book of Shadows and open it up. Pretty much just for show at this point. But as he's looking into it, he's going to very quickly cast Disguise Self on himself.
Okay.
He has that as from Eldritch Depth, so he is just an at will thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to take the appearance of a kind of like a slightly older dark-haired cleric, and make his way across the street towards the alley, or towards where we need to go.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
Violet doesn't have anything that disguises herself because she's not that kind of cleric. So she's gonna continue to attempt to stealth.
Yeah, now they're kind of just hood up as quiet as possible.
Actually, Violet,
Hmm?
as you're about to stealth, you suddenly feel a set of hands on your hips. As you realize that it's Aeon, as he's looking before... I'm gonna need you to roll me a dexterity save real quick.
Looking
What?
both ways before crossing the street.
Why do I have to roll a dex save?
You'll see.
Oh no.
Yeet!
Throws her.
Yeah,
Eats her
1 second.
across the
Good
alley.
lord.
That's a 3.
Awesome.
She is not Dexy.
Takes a hold. Looks both ways. Tries to toss you to the other side.
Oh my god, he really did!
How much damage do I take?
Thankfully you
And is
don't,
this-
because he rolled pretty low on his toss.
Okay.
But it gets you across most of the way. But you just find yourself stumbling a bit.
Is this the first time he's tossed her?
First time you even put hands on your hips.
Violet's
You're
kind
a
of
great influence.
Violet's just kind of processing what just happened. Then resists the urge to yell at him for suddenly tossing her without warning, and just keeps on going.
Thankfully, he got you a good chunk of the way. At least, the very least, he didn't throw you into the lamppost. So that's a plus.
Samiel is still posing as a cleric, just kind of turns to Violet. Very graceful, my child. And this continues.
Fuck off, you cheeky bastard.
Rourke is going to wild shape into an alley cat and
Okay.
then sort of sneak his way across.
Okay, go ahead and roll the stealth check with that of a cat.
Cat's stealth check is a plus 12, so
Well,
it's
there
just
you
one
go.
less than. I'll just roll normal because I have it here as plus 13. Just do -1. So it's one less than whatever I roll here.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, it's a 31.
All right. So you stealthily make your way across.
That is a cat.
Yeah.
The fuck is there a cat doing? Okay.
I don't know. Cash just kind of looks at another, just like shakes his head.
Now the
Violet's
question is, do you even see the cat though?
we don't see
Where
the
fuck
cat.
did Rourke go? Hold on, what?
Oh,
Did
I
you
see
try?
the cat.
Yeah, you do.
What cat? There's a cat?
Exactly.
Let's just keep going. Wait,
Yeah,
God
so
damn-
Cash is gonna keep on fucking walking, or like keep on trying to just stealth,
Give me a stealth check again, Zokaz.
using his knowledge of the area. Keep him in the shadows. Nat 20
Oh wow.
Very good.
Nice.
plus
R-
8.
As you make your way across, you stay stealthful as possible as you continue as you go across towards the alleyway. Yes, Rourke.
I was going to see if I would be able to lead Zakalis to the door as a cat, because he sees me and I've been here before.
Well, give it just a
so-
moment. Not everyone is gone yet.
All
Because
right,
there's still her handsome gentleman in Talos.
of course.
Gotta roll for Talos first. Okay, nat 20.
Jeez.
He makes his way across, stealthily as he could. Now, for the handsome gentleman. Yeah, that's right, he has disadvantage.
Stupid armor, making everything hard.
He starts making his way. As he's trying to be as stealthful as possible. It's definitely obvious he's trying to take in consideration this. Before you hear What are you doing out here?
Does
And
Violet
he's-
see this?
Oh, you all are in the alley watching this as he stops. Turns and looks, and he sees what appears to be that of a member of the Order of Exorcists making his way.
Violet just looks at them. You guys keep going. I know where it is. She says that to their minds, and then she starts making her way over there casually. There you are! Did you find anything? And she's looking at Aiden.
Give me a deception check.
Why?
Because I know what you're doing.
You don't know nothing about anything!
Oh, I know enough about you.
14!
Okay.
Oh god.
So, as you approach him, he says, "Nothing as of yet."
Shame.
And as you're saying this, you see you recognize the voice of one of the guys the members of the Exorcists that had actually gone off to the distraction. Goes up to you and says, "Well, why are you and your repentant here scurrying around in this area?"
What's this area?
This is the you might say that this is a bit more of a area of interest.
She just looks at him. I'm going to remind you, we just arrived this morning. We're trying to get a lay of the land. Can't exactly do that now since we got kicked out of the castle, but
Indeed, I've heard about what you did. Or I
I
should say
did
your
nothing.
friend did.
She just raises a brow. I wouldn't exactly call the people I'm traveling with friends.
Well, we'll have to see about that then. I'm sure Mr. Anya would like to have a word. And
I swear to God, if he reaches for his sword again!
okay. Now, gotta roll for this, because it's at advantage. Yep.
Oh dear.
Okay. So,
Oh dear.
as he goes to approach, you suddenly see Aiden grab a hold of this person. And he just, before he has a chance to say anything, he grabs the side of his head, snaps his neck, and he collapses.
Fatality.
Murder a man.
Violet just looks at him. Looks at the body.
He takes a hold, looks around, drags it into the alleyway with him.
Violet doesn't seem phased. If anything, she seems to have the disappointed mom look on her face. Like, this is clearly not the first time he's done this. She just follows him.
The rest of you do see this.
Oh, Samuel's kind of lingering, waiting to make sure that they get back, you know, that they come along safe. So he saw the whole thing, and it's just kind of just like raising an eyebrow, just kind of like, need some work, quick.
He is the best at what he does.
He then points to the.
You're like your own. That's what he does.
He just points to the marking, into one of the markings on the helmet that says murderer.
Just because it says it on your helmet doesn't mean that you got to do it.
I did do it though.
But that doesn't mean that you have to continue doing it.
He spoke.
You've heard him speak before.
I'm not
Okay.
You're
actually
a fucking
saying that.
cat.
I know. I'm saying out of character. He spoke.
It's It's a thing. We've been working on it. It's a long
How do you know?
Oh, before he wouldn't have listened to you when he took out his sword. So
What are we gonna
He-
do with the body?
just leave it.
Sam,
You notice Aeon bends down and looks him over. Still breathing.
Oh, good. You didn't kill him this time.
As you say this, you see him lift his foot for just a brief moment before putting it back down.
Samuel turns to them, still in cleric voice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you'd like to hurry up, we can continue on our way. Leave him; he'll be fine.
Just prop him up against like a wall or something. Make it seem like he's drunk. Maybe rob his pockets. I don't know.
Wow.
Hati needs to cross the street still, and so.
Oh yeah, don't worry. I'm assuming he
My
did
only
at this
concern is
point.
I'm the last thing.
All right.
The only
all
thing
right.
we need to be concerned about is the fact that I'm the last person you saw. Well, and him. But eh.
Disappointed dad just starts walking away.
Violet also starts walking in surprisingly the direction they're supposed to go.
Yeah,
Even though Talos and the cat aren't there.
So, yeah, Samuel drops the cleric form now that they're in the clear and starts moving down the alleyway.
Really quickly, are there any like just empty like bottles of booze laying around?
Oh yeah, there'll probably be like a bottle here and there.
Yeah, Nether's just gonna like collect those and kind of like prop them up against him, like put one in his hand, just to make it seem like this man had one hell of a night.
When we leave, are we gonna weekend at Bernie's this dude?
Okay. So
A
you,
little bit
Oh.
disheveled.
all right, you find a couple bottles, and you just strategically place them around as you can.
Okay. Now it's not suspicious. All right.
I mean,
No,
it's
not
something
at
kind
all.
of is, but eh.
What, do they not drink or something?
Dungeon Master, do Inquisition members drink
Oh, they do.
alcohol while on
Not
duty?
on duty, but they do drink.
Well, I mean, if he's on duty, they wouldn't.
Is this the only thing that they wear?
I don't know. I don't spend a lot of time with exorcists. You see how I'm like with them. Do you think they want to spend time with me?
Okay, well,
I'm
is this
sure
like
some
the
of
only
them
thing that you
do.
wear? This is your uniform, right?
Oh, I'm
Swear
sure
to
some of
God.
them do too, but it's just they don't really care for me for some strange reason.
Hmm.
You know, I'm sure
Weird.
that it'll be fine. You know, maybe.
Well, and the ones that do don't exactly want conversation.
It's fine. He's just really, really drunk. While he's
I mean, he's gonna wake up with a crink in the neck, but sure. And we're
while
not killing
Nether
him.
is saying all of this, he's actually like going through like his pockets just absentmindedly.
Are
Yeah.
you? Just
I feel-
can we get going?
I feel like Hati would say in the moment, he would say, if he's not in the outfit, then he's not on duty.
You strip him of everything he owns.
Nice.
So,
Miyu. Taken. Remember?
Yes,
Onward.
Samuel is going.
It's this way. Violet suddenly says and just starts walking.
Yeah, Samuel's gonna use telekinetic shove on one of the bottles and just like slam it against the wall.
Can we not make noise?
He's going to turn to Nether. Yes. Now, let's go.
You can rob him later.
Okay, promise.
Sure, you're a grown-ass adult. You can do what you want.
Hell yeah.
I question that.
I mean, I do too, but apparently age of majority and all that. And Violet keeps walking towards the direction they're supposed to be going.
All right. As you go to the direction at which you remember Violet and also the others who've been here before or guided by Talos, you find yourselves back at this one particular door.
There's a cat sitting on the step, just
Violet's-
looking at the rest of the party.
Violet is looking at the cat and just suddenly reaches up and picks it up.
Samiel turns to the cat. Rorik.
It's not a stray?
Oh, he's a
She
stray.
drops it.
Well, cats land on their feet all the time, so Roy runs back up onto the step and then comes back out of cat form and he's just standing there crossing his arms. Just with a little smirk on his face. He's just...
Samiel puts his hand on Rorik's shoulder, shoves him to the side, and starts knocking on the door.
Violet looks, before we do anything else, Violet looks at her handsome gentleman. You're not allowed to kill any of them unless they threaten to do us harm. Actually, correction, unless they actually do harm.
He just stares, but then looks back to the door.
Is he pretending he didn't hear that?
Give me an insight check.
Does she get advantage because she knows him really well?
No.
Because of the stupid armor.
Yep.
18.
It's kind of like the same thing as like when a parent or a significant other, they hear what's being directed towards them, but they acknowledge it, but that doesn't mean they're going to give it the satisfaction of a response.
All right.
Meanwhile, Samiel is just pounding on the door.
What are you playing with?
Alright, as you continue pounding, there's no response.
Does Violet remember if there was a certain knock they had to do?
You remembered?
I would because of keen mind.
You remembered that it was 2 knocks, then 3, then 1.
Okay, Violet just
Just
suddenly
1, I mean, yeah.
just takes his hand. You're doing it wrong. And then just does the knock.
Samiel just kind of like steps aside and like motions to her. Well, then by all means.
Is Talos there yet?
Yeah, he's there. He's just he's watching you all just...
And Violet does the knock.
Yeah. He blinks for a moment in realization as the, as you see like the little, where the window would be, slide opens. You don't see a set of eyes or anything of the sort, but you get the feeling that someone's there.
As soon as the door, or as soon as it slides open, Samiel like motions towards Talos, like they know you.
He then approaches and speaks in Elvish. For those of you who know Elvish, it's basically the same password as Violet and Rourke would know. Password that he did before, but this time it's in Elvish. Before closes and the door opens. Then Talos.
Oh, sorry.
And Talos just enters.
Samiel walks in behind him.
Violet, remembering what's about to happen, just sighs. And telepathically tells her handsome gentleman, they're going to knock us out for reasons. Try not to fight it. Don't kill anybody, please. And just walks in.
Alright. Of the rest of you.
Oh, sorry.
So Kalis, Nether, Rorik. Just both go
That's
in?
where we need to
Okay.
go. Yeah,
Alright.
on guard, but walking inside.
Alright. You notice something's a little odd in this room as the door closes. It's not normal darkness.
Oh.
Stop playing with this. It's not a toy.
I'm gonna need... Let's see... I'm gonna need you all to give me Constitution saves.
And it is not a spell.
Correct.
Oof.
Okay.
That is a 9.
Dirty 20. Dirty 20.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Dirty
see.
20.
19.
You all begin to feel this strange scent enter your nose. So, as soon as it hits you, Zokalis, Violet, and Hot Tea are instantly collapsed to the ground. Just suddenly. Unconscious. The rest of you get this smell. It's a bit of a noxious smell to you now, as you are in this room. You hear people thud. You don't see them because it's magical darkness.
What the? Oh, fuck. Another covers his mouth.
Rorik simply says, just quietly in Elvish, I said we would be here for the meeting.
And as this happens, you're both feel strikes to your head, to the back of your head.
Yep.
Why?
And as you collapse, Samiel, you hear what appears to be that of a bit of a struggle before you hear a boing! Something solid hitting against something metallic.
Hands of gentlemen, no!
No.
Would Samuel recognize these tactics?
I mean, it's the kind of stuff that... Go ahead and give me a history check.
Okay. 11.
It reminds you a little bit of one of your training days with Zokalis. I'm assuming... So, correct me if I'm wrong, but do you know someone or have experienced basically the equivalent of the pepper spray room?
Never experienced this firsthand, but I'm familiar with the concept.
It's very similar. It reminds you a little bit of that training that you and Zokalis had to go through, and you just you remember that. One of the things that kept you going in that room, especially, was out of spite to Zokalis, because he seemed to have a one-up on you on that one in particular.
Samuel just looks around.
Your eyes are watering.
Okay, well, seems the old man still has it.
Boom! You get knocked out. And with that, takes a bit of time before you all finally slowly stir yourselves awake.
We still have all of our stuff. We'll start there.
I think we're actually starting with being tied up.
You slowly wake up.
Too many things.
You find yourselves not only feeling the achiness, and for some of you, the invading, not only feeling like the mucus and the tears coming from your eyes. You find yourself slowly stirring. A bit foggy at the moment, but slowly but surely, your vision begins to return.
What's the hand and leg binding situation like?
You see that as you're looking around, the first thing you notice, Nether, is that you are bound. You in particular are bound by chain from the wrist to the arm of the chair.
Why the fuck?
And as you look, you see that you're also sitting in a really nice chair, actually, seeming to be. The cushions itself on both the arms and the seat itself and the back seem to be that of velvet.
You know, this is nicer than Angelo's, but why? Why do I keep getting bound to chairs?
Former kink?
It's not a
They can
kink.
tell.
We can discuss your fetishes later.
You slowly.
Is Violet also? Is everyone with chains, or is it just Nether?
Nether and from what you can tell, actually, it's all you guys are really spellcasters. Nether being a fire ganassi, though, you're all bound by chain.
Including Rorik, given
Yes.
the previous meeting, though? Aw.
Yes.
Violet, who recognizes the feeling of chains, just groans. I don't recall setting up a safe word yet.
But as you're looking around, you notice that there is an extra person among you that you haven't seen before, really.
Oh god, did they take his armor?
You see that what appears to be that of a half-orc.
They took his fucking armor.
You see that
It's the guard up front.
you see that he has these. That is, his hair seems to be that in like it seemed to be that in like a dark brown dreadlocks. You see that he doesn't really seem to have any form of tusks. You see that he seems to have a calm demeanor, as you see that there seems to be that of particular type of tribal, almost like a tribal-esque tattoos that decorate along his brow and on his face.
Leave it alone.
Real question is he handsome?
I will,
Does he live up to the name?
considering how much of a bi-panic you are, Nether, it would definitely hit the bi-panic meter for you.
And Herald's NPCs continue to stay hot.
Not all of them.
Stop it. Hold on,
Oh.
If you find my goblin NPCs to be hot, then I am concerned. I literally have an
Everybody has their own thing.
I literally in Icronor had an NPC. I described the goblin as if he had so many facial piercings, he looked like he fell into a staple box, face first.
You know, someone out there is really attracted to that.
One
Yep.
moment
That
as
is-
I
that is-
put
that
a
is true,
picture of
somebody
the
is.
handsome gentleman.
Oh yes, thank you. That helps
to
me a lot.
Picture sharing. Hold on a
Just put
second.
a magnet
I
to that
have a
goblin.
picture of him. I know I have a picture of him. Give me a few. Can you stop being a brat?
No.
And you let me go, Mom.
Let Nacho be a Nacho.
No. He needs to behave.
When do cats behave? That's
When I tell him to.
I don't think he does. I don't think he does. Look at him.
It's like a wrangle a toddler.
You need to
It's
stop.
so cute.
He just doesn't
Aw.
want to be held right now.
Well, he's also trying to play with straws. Where are you?
Where are you?
And I'm so sorry.
So while you're finding that,
Well, you continue as I find it, and then I
You-
will
you
post
see-
it for Bi-Panic.
you realize now that the room you're in is very much that of a sort of a, seems to resemble that of a rather large lounging room. And like the kind that you would expect to hold cocktail parties, where they have the various tapestries and paintings along the walls. You see there appears to be that of a large trophy that's hanging above a fireplace, which if anyone would like to make a nature check to see if they know what it is, feel free to
There
do
you
so.
13.
All right. He is now in picture sharing.
Ayo. Oh, well, nature, still not another's thing. Oh my god, he does live up to his name. God damn it. I hate this.
Oh my god.
Now you understand the nickname.
Yeah, he lives up to it.
Okay.
Although I don't know if you guys would know automatically that's him.
Probably not. Not right away.
Just stare.
I mean, if we're doing a head count of who's missing,
Yeah, we are doing a head count though. Nah, another's not
Yeah, we
smart
s-
enough to put that together right away.
and we
It's-
see a
well,
random guy with us.
Yeah, I
there's
was
this
say.
random dude.
Like, who's this guy?
I
Say
mean,
random
even
guy
Michaelis with his one brain cell might put that together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Not if someone else is borrowing the brain cell.
So Samuel looking around,
Clearly
realizing
it's
how many of this is there, and or how many of us are there, and he kind of glances at Aiden for a moment before.
So, just to answer for those of you who did roll the nature check,
Mhm.
Heather, you have no idea, but it's like you just see a giant head that's like, it's rather unsettling how big it is. Samuel, you don't know what it is exactly, but from what you can tell, just from the way, you just tell from the texture of its skin, for lack of better terms, it seems to be that of an aquatic creature. You just see these rows of teeth, a flat-like head, just partially opened. It's
Wait a
about.
second, Violet. Does Violet know what this is? Because it's starting to sound very familiar.
You gotta give me a nature check if you're gonna ask that.
Well, 1 second. I was looking at the thing, but the more you describe it, the more I'm starting to have Vietnam flashbacks. Nature?
Yep.
21.
You recognize this as a sea creature from the deep. The head of a plesiosaur.
Why is it always fish?
But as you are saying this, you notice what seems to be in the corner of the room, a rather large creature that's just like looking down at each and every one of you with a hungry set of eyes. Multiple appendages just looking at you hungrily.
Does
Seem
Violet
to be
remember
feline.
that from the vision?
Give me a nature check if you want
Another
to know.
nature check?
Yes.
What's with all the nature checks?
You have no idea, but it scares the crap out of you just seeing this thing suddenly looking hungry right at you.
Lovely. Do we
Is-
all see this thing?
Is
Oh, yeah, you
Talos
do.
With
You-
us?
Oh, fun.
Yep,
One
Is
Talos.
Talos with us?
That he is.
Is he also
Talos?
chained up?
What the fuck is that?
21 on a nature check.
Oh, it's just one of his trophies. Don't worry about it.
No, the thing in the corner that's looking at us like it wants to eat us.
Yes, that's one of his trophies too.
He has
He's-
a living trophy.
No, it's not. He just... And you see this, Samuel, and it startles you for a moment that he actually has this as a trophy, but what you see before you is a displacer beast in a trophy form. It's full taxidermied.
Mhm.
This
Ah,
beast. What the fuck?
Samuel sees that and just kind of just like leans his head back and lets out a deep, deep sigh. Ridden! We're awake. Let's go now.
Wait, does Violet still have her armor on?
You still have your armor on.
Oh, that's... She won't miss the armor if it goes missing.
I'm sure she wouldn't.
No, she would not. She's been meaning to get rid of that for a long time.
So-
but no, she's not allowed to.
Your collection's grown, old man.
Indeed it has. Found a few that are wandering about. As you hear, followed by the tapping of a cane as he slowly. You see this high elf that seems to have seen better days. You could tell just from the way he walks that the wounds had certainly caught up to him, but he still holds this sort of strong demeanor about him as he enters. But you see, he is also, which, Rorik, you recognize this as the same high elf who spoke up on your behalf. It is good to, as he steps around, and you see that he is not alone, as there are two other individuals with him. One of which you recognize, Rorik, as Orion. The other being that of a halfling, whom you remember as well, Zane.
It's good to see you, old man.
And sometimes,
Although I prefer being without the chains.
well, there's one thing I remember about you two, is that you get trigger happy whenever you would wake up.
I can actually see that.
Yeah, I can.
The last thing I want you
Oh,
to do
he's not wrong.
I have a feeling he's not.
Besides, I did not want to run the risk of having my treasures burned to the ground.
Violet's just glaring at the fish
Good.
thing.
Just asked nicely. I've never had a problem with them before.
As your semi-collection had grown. And you suddenly hear the chains being removed, as you see what appear to be that of a few other people, well dressed, seeming to be removing the restraints on each and every one of you.
Yeah, seriously, unless you're planning to torture or something, not really the best way to make.
Well, depending on how you all had behaved yourselves, I probably would have.
I'll have you know, we can be perfectly well behaved when we want to be.
And I'm certain
But
that
he
your
would have
repentant
resorted to it.
is one of those that doesn't know how to behave. As he hints, so as he looks over to the half orc, whose restraints are removed, but he's just sitting there, just staring. Rather stoic look on his face.
So Samiel, once the restraints are removed from him, he stands up, walks over to the elf, kind of like gets a couple of, stands like basically right in front of him, and then suddenly goes to attention, putting one hand on behind his back, the other one like planted on his chest, and then just gives like a slight. And then kind of
I'm
gives, like, a
sorry.
slight nod.
He returns it.
Exactly what he's doing.
But he returns it in kind by just bringing up his cane to his chest and then just sets it down in return. It's good to see you. And you, Zokalis. It has been quite some time.
Zokalis will get up from his chair and do the same salute that that Samiel just did.
Violet would have gone to stand beside the currently sitting half orc. Not saying anything, observing.
Rorik just slightly bows his head and just looks up at the group before him.
Samiel straightens back up, still kind of maintaining the salute for a moment before just putting his other arm behind his back. It's good to see you as well, Renan. However, I do wish you was under better circumstances.
Don't we all? But it is our fates that decide to reunite us. Well, I believe formalities are in order. This is Orion, as you might remember him. He definitely, it takes you a moment to recognize him, Samiel, but you remember him being a bit on the younger side and actually being one of the more in shape individuals who tossed you and Zokalis around a few times.
Good to see you well.
Good to see you too. But the halfling, it's been so long since you've seen him that even so, like, hearing the name of this person, you never really fully knew who he was, as he wasn't always in the court. He looks to you and says, "Guess it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance." But
Kind of gives a brief bow.
Gives him-
mine.
just gives a small nod. But we're both under strenuous circumstances, and it doesn't seem appropriate for us to bow, at least in my opinion. You have no status, I have no status. Put it candidly.
Samiel kind of crosses his arms for a moment and then just kind of turns to Renan, which is part of the reason why I'm here. Have you heard of the developments as of late?
Indeed we did. We have eyes and ears everywhere.
Then I'm sure you know what happened to my father.
Indeed we do.
It's been brought to my attention that you are planning to go after my brother.
And is that the reason that you decide to present yourself before us? In context, this is Zane speaking this entire time.
He turns to Zane. The reason that we're here is because we've recently been presented with information that would explain at least some of my brother's behaviors. I'm willing to help you abdicate him from the throne. However, he is still my brother, and if he is being influenced, as we do believe he is, I would prefer to capture him alive rather than see him murdered. If we can work together and come to an arrangement that would see my brother taken rather than dispatched, I believe that we can help each other out.
Give me a persuasion check.
Go, Zokalis.
Samuel.
Zokalis,
Zokalis.
Samiel. Wrong
Zokalis
person.
being very quiet, watching this unfold.
Interesting proposition. But we do need to... There is a little bit of a problem with that.
What would that be?
And as he says this, Renan just makes a wave with his hand, and you see multiple servants emerge, each carrying respective glasses of wine, but also some snacks as well, like some various fruits and cheeses. And as they're setting it up and offering them to each and every one of you, Zane takes a hold of his glass. Problem is that you're not just trying to convince me or Renan, let alone Orion. You have to convince more people that are part of our inner circle. Because the circumstances in which you return do have a bit of caution. As he hangs on that word, he glances over at Violet.
He turns Samiel's, he takes his glass, more out of respect for the fact that they offered a drink, almost like he's honoring a custom, but doesn't really take a sip of it. He turns to Zane. Violet is part of the reason that we're here. She's with us. As for convincing the others, I will do what I need to make sure that they're aware that my intentions are on the level. I have zero intention on allowing what has happened here to stand. In my absence, my brother has committed several atrocities that, were I around to contest, would have never taken place. If my father were around, he never would have allowed any of this to happen. If I must make amends to the people, then I know exactly how I shall. But I shall do this as a member of the family.
Give me a persuasion check.
Fuck!
Mm.
Wait, hold on. Do I have a thing? I have a thing.
Do a thing.
A thing. Do all the things.
If it's a natural one, it's a natural one. If you're thinking of Dark
Yeah.
One's Blessing.
Yeah. No, it's Dark One's on luck, but yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
Could it be a natural one on the thing with Violet, at least, so the other is true?
So, here's the problem with that. You're trying to convince people that I've lost everything. I am no different, but some are not exactly too keen upon having another one of your family to be taking the throne. But you see, Zane says as you may goes and takes a seat for himself after he gets a few of his own snackings, which it's kind of surreal for some of you, as because of whether it's because of your experiences with halflings or the fact that the major in height difference from what you are used to, it almost seems odd in that despite his short stature, that he holds so much in the way of whether it's charisma or just full of just his own intellect. Like, think like Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones.
The Napoleon complex at its best here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And as he sits there, as I said, people have lost everything. They watch their own children and lovers get killed. Hanged from gibbets, burned at the stake, what have you. They want blood. They've lost everything. So why would they want to have one from your line take the throne again?
Did I say anything about taking the throne?
Out of character, real quick, I just want to poll the party. Do you think we should let them know about about the Cambion and Nibiron? This is out of character. Because I'm holding back on speaking for Rorik, but Rorik is wanting to speak up, and I'm wanting to know if that's okay first. If you guys think that would help with this.
You do whatever feels in character for you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not something we can really
Alright then.
put a game out of.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
We have no control.
Yeah. Samiel. Samiel just looks to him. I never said anything about taking the throne. I said that I would make amends as a member of the family. My plans, as it were, are a little different than what my brother seems to have put in place.
You're talking about your plans, but what are they exactly?
In my father's absence, in my absence, my brother was able to essentially hand this city, our people, over to the Order of the Exorcists. One thing that my father stood for the longest time was making sure that we were independent, but also careful and welcoming to our neighbors. In the time that I've been gone, one man has been able to wield enough power to nearly destroy everything that my father stood for. And that is something that I will never allow again. So, with that being said, while I do intend on taking a measure of power back from my brother Seraph, I fully intend to dissolve the measures that placed the monarchy in full control of the city and place that power in the hands of the court, converting us from our rule under the full control of the royal family into a republic. I seek to see Volk become a place of the people, as my father intended.
You're talking about a revolution.
Sometimes that's the only way for change.
Planning to
Been in our
take
own
the
revolution.
same path as the False Confederacy, are you?
Smirks. Well, considering the fact that you lot have already started putting plans in place to depose my brother, I figured if we can handle this in a way that minimizes the bloodshed and allows the people to get some measure of dignity back and allows me to see to it that reparations are paid, then I see no sense in us not working together.
Give me a
We
persuasion
might
check.
also be able to get away to get the
17.
exorcists on our side
25.
too. Just maybe.
He seems to ponder your words, and as you say this, Nether, he looks at you. Why would the exorcists want anything to do with the ones whom they're hunting?
Say we currently have a common enemy with them.
Rorik sort of raises his hand before joining in with another, building off of what another just introduced, and goes,
Wait, what?
remember when we last spoke I mentioned Iveron and how there was a corrupt individual within the ranks, and we have eliminated that individual. They're back. A Cambion.
Oh, share all of our secrets now.
Yeah, I've been over this. You guys aren't very good at keeping secrets.
No.
I
Really-
was just saying that we had a common enemy. I wasn't gonna go into full detail.
You were
Terrible.
bringing
Cambion, you say?
exorcist.
And just slowly, this kind of turns to Rorik.
He glances over at Orion and Renan before back to you. You're saying that this from what you're implying, it seems this Cambion might be the one behind this.
Bingo bongo.
And if we levy accusations towards Seraph and alert the exorcists of the presence of a Cambion within the castle walls, would that not be enough to remove him from power?
Dungeon
Certainly
Master?
is, but yes, Violet.
Quick question. From her experience with exorcists, if they find out there's a possession, don't they usually just kill the host?
Yeah.
Give me a religion check.
Oh dear.
I can tell you that. I'm not even part of the freaking Inquisition.
They probably do.
Looks to Rorik.
Kind of goes with the name.
The exorcists are supposed to purge.
25.
25.
Yeah.
And just like as Cam was saying, well, they purging is basically what they do in regards to possessions, though it all depends really to the varying degrees. If it's too far enough along, they'll probably, just because as a way of trying to give the soul of the individual a chance to escape from what may become their eternal damnation.
Nice.
Violet looks contemplated. Samiel? If he's too far gone, the exorcist will kill him.
Zocalis, did it seem like it was a possession, or was it more of like a conversation, like a deal between the two when you saw them?
Moments. It appeared to be a conversation.
Two separate entities.
But that doesn't necessarily mean conversations and possession go or are completely separate from one another. As he looks like dead eye to Rorik.
Can Violet insight check that?
Sure, go
Sure,
ahead
want
and
me.
insight check.
I love it.
12.
You get the feeling something's off. You can't put it exactly, but you feel like there's more in the weight of his words directed towards Rorik than their actual topic at hand.
Violet looks to Rorik with a raised eyebrow.
Samiel kind of speaks up. Yes, but from my studies, if by some chance this is just a mutual agreement between my brother and the entity, then he may not be fully possessed, but more channeling power from this creature that you've so wonderfully mentioned, Rorik.
Are you suggesting he made a pact?
It's quite possible. The note that my brother, well, the one that I presented to Inquisitor Anya, was originally intended for my brother. He was attempting to make contact with someone from a particular cult, and if those plans were derailed, then he may have made a pact with this creature instead.
Is Violet's handsome gentleman still being very stoic?
Seems to have a very contemplative look as he's listening to all this. It's still staying quiet.
I know you're probably against the idea, but... well... if we can get Inquisitor Anya on our side...
Violet, the second Nether
know.
starts saying it, there's this very sour look on Violet's face.
I know, but hear me out.
I'm hearing.
If we have a temporary truce between you two, we can get rid of the Cambion and deal with Samuel's brother. 2 birds, 1 stone.
You know, not for nothing, but if I can be in the same room with him and not kill him, as he points over to Samuel, I have faith in you two.
Samiel points to Zocalis. If I can be in the same room with him and not stab him in the throat, then I believe that you and Anya can bury the hatchet.
I'm not allowed to stab her.
Oh, what a shame.
Wait, you should be allowed to stab me. He looks back
There's
to
no
Samuel.
rules between all of us to not stab each other, but...
Well, I
That
was
should be
told
one.
apparently Inquisitor Anya wants to have a few words with me. The old hag. But fine. I can't make any promises, though. Confessors and exorcists don't exactly always see eye to eye.
I can come with you.
If you want.
I know a bit about the Inquisition.
So,
You need a
Samuel.
mediator. I dislike the both of you equally.
You know what? I appreciate that, Socalis. I really, really do.
Samiel turns to Renan and Zane. Well, if we can get the Order of Exorcists on our side, and if we can manage to get the forces needed quickly, do we have a deal?
Renan looks to Zane before back to Samuel. You've already have a plan in place. Despite what has happened to your father, has given us an opportunity. He intends on holding the funeral service within the next day or two. There'll be an opportunity since he'd be with the others of his circle. We could deal with all of them.
Samiel turns to Renan. Oh, so Renan's the one who's saying this, right?
Yes.
Okay. Zocalis, go ahead.
You can deal with all of who?
The ones who have been stepping on the people's throats this whole time.
Not inside check. I'd like to start checking to see if there's anybody around us that are starting to either come closer, how many people that's not our group is in this room right now?
You just see the three people at the moment. You see Zane, Orion, Renan, and you also see a few of the servants that have been providing the drinks.
Anybody have weapons on them? Like the servants at this point?
Give me a perception check.
Sure.
At the mention of dealing with everyone, has tensed up slightly.
23.
Because she's not sure if she's included in that mix and she's a part of the Inquisition.
Well, yeah, no, I'll obviously, I mean, he'll handle you too.
You're not entirely certain. You think they probably would at least have a dagger on them just for either their own self-preservation or that. But you see, there's a few ways they could probably hide one.
You're talking about taking the previous leadership out and family. What makes you think that I buy for a second that Samiel won't find a dagger on his throat at the end of all this?
I understand your suspicions. The last thing I want is for someone whom I've seen as my pupil, both of you, is to suffer.
Have you
Then
fought
don't
Cambion
put us
before?
in that position.
But you must understand something, Zokalis. While I do not want either of you to suffer, I also must take consideration of the people who will live here. The people whom I've given my whole life defending. The fact that Seraph continues to continue with these atrocities and trample upon his father's legacy and everything that he strived for. If I don't do something about this, then I am no better than Seraph.
Zokalis slowly starts walking closer to him. Let me ask you, of all of our years of service, separate or together, how many times has Samiel and I failed you in the past?
You never failed me like Seraph has.
Then give us the opportunity to not fail you again.
I'll let you choose. Persuasion or intimidation?
Oh, no way in shit I'm intimidating him. I know. This is a very, not forceful, but very sure of himself persuasion check.
Mm-hmm.
Fingers crossed.
23.
Woo!
All right.
Yes.
Then it's best that you know what we are planning, because there is a very limited time window. Even if I tried to stop it myself, I wouldn't be able to fully stop it.
Samiel looks very upset that they're planning to launch an attack on Seraph during his father's funeral, but he's biting his tongue and is just understanding the circumstances and needs.
You know what, though? From a military perspective or from a pledge perspective, I gotta respect that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Can't be from a tactical perspective, I gotta respect that.
Respect the game, man. Respect
Yeah.
the game.
Exactly. That's why Samuel's keeping his mouth shut, because it's like, damn it, I'm pissed, but I would do the same thing.
It's so disrespectful, but it's so smart.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like I hate it that he's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Quick question:
that's-
how do the funerals work in this region? Does Violet know?
It's very similar across the Draconian Empire that it's usually held at either like the palace or the cathedral. And
Okay.
there might
Is
be
it cremation or-
variations. So, depending on where you are.
Does she know if this region does cremations?
You would know that it would be under very specific circumstances. And this, considering what happened to his father, is definitely one of them.
So it would be a cremation then.
Yes, especially because it wouldn't exactly be seen as respectful to just have the burial with his father that way. If you want to do something, you must act soon, though. Here's why. And you see Orion step forward and roll out a large bit of parchment paper. For anyone who would like to, go ahead and give me an intelligence check. Samuel, you'll get this at advantage.
What?
The brand new
14.
Hold on, we talking about like
Negative
military
one.
plans? Would I get this at advantage too? Oh,
19!
Natural 20.
Rory got a natural 20!
Rory got a
No,
6.
Nether,
That's
sorry.
what I get. But I have a
15,
fucking
actually.
-1.
It's still a natural 20. You still
So-
rolled
No,
a
it's
20.
-1.
But it's
But-
still a
19.
natural success.
But nevertheless,
It's still a natural.
you guys would... So, Samuel and everyone else who got higher than him, you recognize these as blueprints for the palace.
Makes
Oh, look,
sense.
there's the
But you
rodeo
see
came
that
from.
there's various... But you see that seems to focus on a very particular area in the throne room. And
Never
it seems to be
mind.
the focus on the throne room level and then lower. You see that what appears to be that of various box-like designs.
On the blueprints, does it show the secret entrance that Zocalis used to escape?
It does.
Okay.
It shows, in fact, you recognize as there being multiple passageways into this particular area, which you would know it's like partly you used for your own antics and all that stuff, but this was also used for security and also maintenance reasons.
Okay. So as he's looking the plans over and he's seeing seeing where essentially the burial is or the funeral is funeral service is planning to be held. Are there multiple entrances besides the obvious ones, like any hidden spaces like that hidden passage?
You do see a few, but from what you gather, it seems to be they start near the throne itself, but they go downward, and it kind of goes off the page because, as you know, this is just a section of the palace.
Yeah.
And while this is, and as you're taking note of this, Renan looks to you all. Just finding this real quick. Tell me, what do you know about cyan clouds?
What does Violet know about cyan clouds?
That's a good
Cyan
question.
clouds?
Give cyan, like the color.
Clouds that are cyan.
Yeah.
Blue clouds?
Roll me. Let me ask first. Who here has proficiency in poisoner?
Ati.
Ooh.
Hati does.
Hati
Hati
does.
does.
Okay. Miyuki, can you do me a favor?
I have Hati's page open right now, too.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, just because I don't want Miyuki to just be doing nothing.
All right.
But could you
I'm
roll
doing
for a medicine check for Hati, plus add the proficiency bonus because of poisons?
Does her handsome gentleman have proficiency in poisoner?
I'm actually going to check right now for him.
What's the modifier?
Hati has proficiency in medicine already.
But they add on to it another proficiency because
Oh, so-
poisoners.
So a plus 14.
Yep. D20 plus 14 for him. But everyone else, go ahead and roll medicine checks.
Oh, yes. Medicine.
Wow. Okay,
Uh-huh.
Hati definitely knows this.
Got a natural.
Hati definitely knows this.
I got a dirty 20.
Okay.
Chris, this I get. This I get the 9 on.
So,
Big ass, not one.
oh, you have no idea about this, but Hati realizes what Cyan Cloud is, and for everyone else, what you know is that the Cyan Clouds are basically is a type of poison. A poison of which that appears in, as the name implies, the color of a cyan cloud when it is used. It's very much that of a gas. And what it does is that it actually, when someone inhales it, it first makes them go paralyzed. But after that, it leads to a rather quick death. Hati, on the other hand, Hati would, this is something like a lot of you would know, but then Hati would speak up and say, Cyan Clouds, it's taken from the region in the swamplands of Laurel. This special plant, it's called the cyan grass. And what they do is they mix it in with, they boil it with water, but make sure that it is in a sealed container. And he just goes on and on explaining the process and how they create this, and then pretty much explains. Then it leads to them starting to paralyze, but sometimes it may lead to them actually coughing up blood. And on top of that, they start convulsing and have basically a seizure, which leads to their death.
Violet just slowly started to look at Hati as he was starting to explain all this. Should I be worried on why you know all this?
No. He just smiles happily.
Are you sure?
He's into medicine and stuff.
Hati?
It's fine.
Do you know if it's flammable?
No, it's not. Unfortunately. That would be cool, though.
Okay.
I worry about this child.
Not a child.
Samuel just kind of glances at Violet. There's a reason we call him old man, or at least I do. All right. So you're planning to release the cyan gas during the funeral service?
Yes, the cyan clouds is our plan. We have strategically placed them so they would be used to the utmost efficiency, especially where the exorcists would be, as well as Seraph himself.
So how do you plan to deal with the Cambion?
If the Cambion is nearby, then I don't see why that would be an issue. It's just an added bonus of removing him.
Can Cambion... Question for the Dungeon Master. Can Cambions be poisoned and killed that way?
Give me a go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
This be something that Samuel would know.
13.
Zocalis and Nether fought it too.
From what you gather, it's outside the realm of possibility. Because Cambions are basically, as you would know, being descendants of a relationship between an incubi or succubi and some other humanoid. They are the offspring of such. So they have a bit more clinging to this realm than other fiends.
So, what, are you just gonna scare them out? Or is
No. They're gonna kill them.
Samuel's looking down at these blueprints, and the first thing that comes to mind is not just this is gonna get Seraph. Yeah, this would get pretty much anybody in the room, which includes Inquisitor Anya, and this likely includes,
Any leaders that would be visiting.
Yeah. Samuel looks down at these for a moment, and then finally looks to Renan. You do realize Ezra's going to be there as well.
I know. I had talked to him about
servants.
this. He intends to... Despite all this, he refuses to leave his side. I tried to convince him otherwise, but continues to stay by him.
Ezra stays by Seraph's side because he practically raised us alongside my father. He's like an uncle
Precisely.
to us. But it's very obvious to me like he's as disappointed in Seraph as you are. And considering the fact that the two of you have a very long history, I understand that things are troublesome, to put it mildly. But you being so willing to, well, not going to say willing, but considering the fact that you have plans that would include potentially sacrificing Ezra, would be like me sacrificing Zocalis.
I check.
If you'd like, go ahead.
So Callis looks at him like, what the fuck?
Samuel looks to like pretty much feels Zocalis' eyes burning on him, and finally like turns to him. Yes, I want to kill you at times, but I'm not going to sacrifice you, asshole.
How heartwarming.
No. Trust me. I want him dead just as much as he wants me dead. But if we're going to die, it's going to be at each other's blades, not somebody else's.
Exactly.
So
This is a very concerning group.
you would eliminate all of those in the room. What do you think would be the reprisals from the exorcists outside of the room? How do you think they would react to hearing Anya's demise at the hands of followers?
Honestly, I believe they would be in a panic. When you lose a leader as prominent as Anya, it becomes apparent how much people rely on that leader.
Dungeon Master.
Mhm.
With Violet's very knowledgeable ways of how the Inquisition works, would she know if there's like an immediate second in command if something were to happen to Inquisitor Anya?
More than likely there would be, but who it might be, you have no idea as to their chain of command.
Would she at least know that they wouldn't have two important figures like that in the same room for long periods of time?
You can pretty much logically conclude to that, especially considering how even when the leaders met, they would only have like one particular person with them. They wouldn't have like their whole inner circle.
With all due respect, it's very foolish of you to assume that they don't have a leader to fall back on if something were to happen to Anya.
I am not assuming that they will just flee like ants in a colony.
Of course
if anything,
not.
I suspect it would just be something as it gives us an opportunity they let their underbelly show, and we take advantage of that before they have a chance to
Yes.
rally.
You are aware several of them would have the sending spell to send word to the Grand Master of what happened, and then they will send more reinforces, and then whatever has been happening here in this village will become 10 times worse. They don't take kindly to their own suddenly being killed, no more than your village has. Anya's a very predominant person. She has been a part of the Inquisition for longer than most of you have probably been alive. She's been around since the Great Scourge. If something were to happen to her, especially as something as public as being killed at the funeral, I can guarantee that it will become so much worse here. And I do not want to see that happen to anybody. I have no love for Anya. Ask them. Ask him, she gestures to her handsome gentleman. But if she dies, it won't go as well as you hope.
Samiel turns to Renan. Is there any way to delay the release of the Cyan Cloud?
The only thing that's delaying that right now is we don't know when he hasn't officially stated when he's having the funeral. We're waiting on word for that. And like you said, I don't know. I'm sorry, I never caught your name. As he looks to Violet.
Violet Vespero.
I do not deny, and pleasure to make your acquaintance, Violet.
Likewise.
I do not deny that, but you must also understand it's more than just the three of us. More people are, truth be told, with all due respect, Zane, think more along the lines of Zane in that they were the ones to first shed blood. Blood must be spilled for those who had lost it unjustly.
How quickly can we rally everyone together?
For a meeting,
For a
it's
quick meeting.
possible, but we just need, but even then, it's going to take a lot of convincing, especially since not many are quite fond of your family, and especially since what's already made the rounds, they're not quite fond of you either. A lot more people were loyal to their father than they are to you.
Very understandable. Especially considering the fact that, well, my brother was the one who got all the magic in the family. And so we know that my brother and my father's power held much sway. But considering the fact that Satyr has abused the trust and the power that he wields, I'm willing to take responsibility for everything that's happened. So, gather everyone together, have ourselves a wonderful little meeting, a wonderful little sit down, and we'll discuss how to proceed. And I will be as convincing as I need to be.
If you think this is the best use of time, then I will do it as you say. But just know that the clock is the clock is already turning. The only thing that we can do at most right now is slow it down.
Precisely. And we are on somewhat of a clock ourselves, considering the fact that, well, let's just say we have reasons to proceed as quickly as possible. So please, gather everyone. I will speak with them as soon as possible.
Very well. You'll speak tomorrow night. That's the best we can do, especially under these conditions.
Should we try to talk to Anya?
Anya seems to have his ear, so at the very least she might be able to delay the funeral another day. Maybe. If I can give her a convincing enough argument. I actually might have an idea of how to do that, but I'm not sure she'll go for it.
Then
I
you
might-
probably
then
can bring
I'm-
me flowers.
Well, no, but I think I might need Samiel's permission before I try anything.
What?
Samuel turns to Inquisitor Anya. Oh, not Inquisitor Anya. Fuck.
I was gonna
That
say!
was Violet.
My.
Violet, sorry. He turns to Violet. Considering the fact that she seems to be yours, Ocalis, by all means.
She looks at the other members that aren't a part of the Trial by Fire group. Hypothetically speaking, if we can get rid of whatever fails the body and get the body back to normal within the next 10 days, I could potentially bring your father back.
Samuel turns to the rest of the group to see their reaction to this news. Turning to Renan and the others.
Seem to have a bit of a skeptical look about them, especially with what has just happened.
Fair.
I'm a
Your turn.
cleric. One of the spells I know is called Raise the Dead. Basically, provided that he is no longer cursed or whatever is happening to him and I can get the body back to normal, I could use that. Alternatively, I have Resurrection. Same thing, he would be completely healed unless it's a magical disease. The difference is, with Resurrection, I have 100 years. Raise Dead, I only have 10 days.
I could provide lesser restoration, which can remove illnesses.
I imagine that would have been used already.
Possible.
but-
He was petrified.
Potentially, I could potentially buy us a couple more days if I can word it to Anya and somehow convince your brother to give me that time to try and bring him back.
Tells me the Cambion isn't going to be.
Well, no, but it
Very
would look mighty
happy.
suspicious if the brother suddenly declined the offer to have his father back alive and healthy.
Samuel thinks about it for literally basically a split second before just saying, do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Alright. The way I'll word it is for my investigation. Anya might be able to buy us a couple of days at most. Simply because I don't have the supplies for a resurrection, because it costs a diamond that's worth 1,000 gold pieces, and I only have one that's worth 500 on my person. She actually looks on her person to make sure she has her stuff.
You still have your
Does she have her
stuff.
stuff? Okay, good. She's gonna start throwing a fit. I could at least buy us maybe 10 days if he's willing. Probably not, though, considering how the body was, and I'd have to figure out if I could fix that first. But it could buy us a couple of days. Maybe.
Samuel puts his hand. Oh, sorry.
Hati also speaks up and mentions that he could use gentle repose, which effectively extends the time limit on raising a target from the dead. So it can last an additional 10 days.
Yes, and in the meantime, we still need to figure out a way to get Miyu.
Oh yeah, that was another issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if we get rid
That
of
we
the
do.
Cambion, then we get Miyu back.
We really want to wait another handful of days. and
Mia
allow
would,
me to be in his possession.
and Mia would
we
probably be
don't.
in the room when the clouds go off.
That is true too.
Is there any way we
Samiel.
can like instead of real poison, do fake poison?
I think they already have the real poison set up.
I think
Let's
the
just get-
intention is for them to use the real poison.
Samuel. Samuel turns to Renan and turns to Zocalis. And then glances down at the blueprints. He turns to Violet. Violet.
Hmm?
He points to a spot on the blueprints, which so happens to be the treasury, and turns the blueprints towards her. How many diamonds do you need?
For resurrection, I would just need one that's worth 1,000 gold. She actually stops short as a glazed look comes over her face.
Wealth always made me sick.
I need to get to town square.
What?
Now.
What?
I just got a message from the Oracle. Inquisitor Anya's in danger. She's in the town square. Something's happening.
What? Oh fuck.
Go.
Well, I can't really
Um,
go because I don't know where I am. She says, gesturing to the people. Also, he needs his armor, unfortunately. She gestures to her handsome gentleman.
Samuel turns to Aenon.
Not Aeon. But yeah.
Aeon.
Aeon.
Yeah,
and
she looks
turns
very
to-
displeased about the whole needing his armor bit.
And turns to
Wait
Renan.
a minute.
Can you please
Did
give
you
him his
not
armor?
know who he was, Nether?
Not really. No, I thought he was with them.
You can't help but notice how Nether in your give me a wisdom save real quick, Nether.
Oh, dear. Oh, wisdom save.
Oh, wait, I guess she needs to send a message back.
So
Gotcha.
okay, Nether.
Yeah.
As you were stammering about this, it's at this point you notice his biceps, and you're like, oh dang.
Nope. I can see it now. We got.
Right.
I can see it now.
Right?
What?
Anyways,
I can see that.
wait 1 second.
Ah.
Sends a message back to Oracle. On the way, in the middle of something, things are happening very quickly. Be there as soon as I can.
All right, and
I
with
have
that,
no desire to help any more Inquisition. And he grabs his staff.
all right.
Let's go.
And we're gonna take our break there. Once we come back from our break, we're gonna go see what Miyuki's been up to this whole time.
Oh boy.
Boy.
Fun.
Do you guys understand the nickname now?
Not really.
God.
All
Or
right,
half
don't
of
go away, everyone. We will be back with more Icar and not Icar and Honor. That's Sundays. It's been a day. Yeah, but
It's been
anyways,
2 weeks.
it's been 2 weeks. But yes, don't go away. We'll be right back with more Revive Pandemic.
Yay.
Yeah. Though it somehow it does less damage
Weird.
Welcome
than
back.
produce flame.
Oops, wrong one. Gotta get this one up. There we go.
Welcome back.
Oops. There we go. Alright. Wow, okay, I can't click on overlays today. Okay, cool. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Okay. Anyways, welcome back, everyone. We're going to continue where we left off now with Miyuki, who's been waiting patiently for us. So, Miyuki. The darkness that took over you. You find yourself it feels almost as if you are asleep. And there are brief moments where you feel as if though you're waking up from a deep slumber before the fatigue takes you over once more. I'm gonna ask you to do 3 charisma saves for me.
There it went.
Alright.
Okay, that came out 4 times. Only heard 3.
That's alright. There's a brief moment in which you feel like you're waking up and you see this handsome figure before you again, standing there right by your side. You see his short platinum, the blonde hair. His wings rather folded, but he just seems to be standing there casual as he seems to be talking to someone. In fact, the way he smiles and carries himself reminds you as if he was speaking to an old friend. Or someone that or at least someone that he has known for quite some time. But then it goes dark once more. Once more you feel like as if this fatigue has swept over you. Before you begin to notice that it feels like you're waking up again. This time as if you're in a study. You see, it's not like a clear crystal picture, but it's very hazy in that you see the fireplace, you see this person who has been speaking to you, speaking to someone, and you hear something that you're able to pick up, but you hear him say, "This is what needs to. If we are to establish the foothold here, something we must do. We must ensure that the opposition of which you have created is not going to emerge." Darkness fills your vision once more. Before he comes back once more, as it seems that you find yourself as if your body's preparing your weaponry, just like you used to do out of habit. Where you hear him say, "We must make it look like an accident." And he just turns to look at you, and you just see this warm, charming smile, this being crystal clear as he says, "Perhaps, my dear, you could be of great help to us." I think it is time for you to show off those great abilities that which your sister admires so much.
Is she back to like full consciousness?
It's weird in the sense that you are feeling as if you are in that full consciousness, but give me a wisdom save real quick. It still feels hazy. You feel as though you know who you are, you know everything, but it also, you can't help but feel this urge to please him, in the sense that of completing the goals or tasks that he may have.
She just replies simply, "Whatever you need done."
That's my girl. Now, we're going to send you off to deal with a threat. And I'll make sure that you have some help. And you see, from him, he reaches out and touches your forehead once, like so, before. Do you feel this darkness envelop you once more? But you feel as though, even though this darkness, now you feel this darkness, you now find yourself taking steps. It's almost as if you're walking with your eyes closed. Though from what you can tell, you're not closing your eyes. It's weird. It's like as if someone had put like blinds over you. Now, if you can do me a favor, could you please roll for me 2d4s?
Right, I gotta do them individually.
Oh no, that's fine. That's
Or
perfect.
did that show up naturally?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. It's either well, 1 out of 4 or a 2 and a 3.
Now, oh, right, perfect. Yuki, you find your eyes slowly opening once more, though now you find yourself not in this same darkness as before. In fact, as you're looking down at the ground, you actually see that you're looking down at the ground, and you see before you a body. It seems to be that of a fresh kill, as you notice that your blade is dripping with blood. Seeming to be that of a uniformed soldier. Give me a perception check real quick. You hear some commotion, though you cannot make out exactly what it is. Before you feel this, you're not exactly sure, but maybe it's because of your training or some other gift that you have been given. You feel this rather strong presence behind you.
Slowly turns.
Slowly turn, and you see that there are more soldiers that which you had that are laying lifeless on the ground, but you see someone walking towards you, seeming to be holding a rapier in hand, a strange rapier or saber. You can't exactly make what it is, but you see this figure standing before you, feminine, covered in dark clothing and wearing this golden mask. but you see also what appears to be that of four-pointed star brooch. As this person approaches, you see she also draws what appears to be that of a parrying dagger. But it's also... Okay. But it's also seeming to be a bit serrated as well.
Do I recognize the brooch?
You would recognize it as one of them of an Inquisition member. In fact, similar to the ones that you had seen moments ago before you heard that voice. You can't help but get the feeling that this is probably the air of authority that which this person is giving off with your passive insight. You can tell that this is someone who has experience in combat. She stands there walking and stopping about 30 feet from you. You see as well all around what appears to be that of more of the soldiers, but you see they're fighting some things. Like you see what appear to be that of these large, rather canine-like entities that have dagger-like fangs, and you see bellowing flames as they're fighting them and seeming to be struggling against these things. Some more than others. You can't help but feel that you must defeat this one.
She'll point her sword at it.
Mm-hmm. She pointed at the figure who was walking towards you. She holds up her weapon in response towards you as you hear her say, "The spider has finally left its lair. It's now time to drag it out." And as this happens, give me a wisdom save.
19 on that one.
You find yourself now in a strange sensation as the air of authority of these words, as you find yourself feeling a bit more awake, and yet you feel trapped at the same time. Like you feel freedom, but also almost like bound. Your body you're not in control of your body. You can't say what you want to say to the person. Your thoughts are of your own, but you can't seem anything you want to say is coming out as if it's the direct opposite of what you desire to actually say. You start to realize now that something's wrong with you. Especially when you start seeing that these creatures are attacking these people ruthlessly. Before you hear the voice, stretch out your hand. You must stretch out your hand if you wish to avoid this person.
Am I able to do that consciously?
Do what? Actually outstretch the hand?
Yeah.
Okay. You go ahead and do so with your other hand as you raise it up. Suddenly you see emerging from the ground, almost like as if the pits of hell have opened up. Just more of these canine-like creatures emerge. Oh, God. Go ahead and give me a religion or arcana check.
Okay, religion it is. Yeah, that's a name.
As you do this, you can't help but feel a chill go through your spine. You're not exactly sure what these are, but there's something about it that actually disturbs you as you are summoning these things. You are summoning these things. Same things that are attacking all these people, these soldiers.
Everything that's going through her head is like, what am I doing? How am I doing? I don't want to do this.
You must, if you wish to survive. It's either you or her. They are yours to command.
Oh, man. Is it alright if I make a personal wisdom save to see if, like, I actually...
To resist?
Yeah.
Absolutely, go ahead. $24, very good. You feel as if you close your hands that you're going to give them the order, but you see like your hands struggling as you are trying to force your will against this. Is this what you desire?
Stop making me do it.
I'm not... What do you mean? You wish to die?
How did I even get in this situation?
Do you wish to see your sister?
Yes.
Then you cannot die here. You must survive.
And she just yells in her head and, like, sheer, like, regret that what she's about to do. Closes her fist.
As you release your yell, you close your fist. I would like for you to roll initiative.
Ooh. Oh, shit.
Holy shit.
Okay. Okay, so here's how it's going to work for this. Because of your condition as you are right now, if you can take for each at the end of each round, you can go ahead and roll for a wisdom save to try to resist. But here's the thing though. If you fail, you're going to have to act with aggression. Which also means that those things you summoned are also going to act upon aggression too. If you succeed, you could withhold it, if you so desire to. So I'm going to send you... Let me go ahead. Apologies for the overlay mess up that's going to happen. This is what you're going to use. There are 5 of them. And they will act upon at the end of your turn. So their turn is right after yours.
Alright.
Okay. Alright. We're using Theater of the Mind for this, so just for context.
Okay.
Okay, Miyuki. You are up.
Just
So-
with that last bit in mind, she's just gonna go ahead and go on aggressive.
Okay.
Because last thing was like she's going in.
Mm-hmm. And go ahead and
Charging
do.
in full 30 feet right in front of her.
Yep.
Just going.
All right. Go. What would you like to do?
She has 2 weapon fighting. Okay, so with her long sword of wounding, she'll make one attack, and as a bonus action, she will throw in the sword of rending.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll your attacks. 16 does not hit.
Oh, yeah, that's not good. Good thing I got 2 more attacks on my right hand.
Keep in mind, so actions there are. So you have 2 attacks per action because of your fighter, correct?
3.
Oh, you get 3.
attacks per
So 3 attacks per action, and the 4th one is the bonus action.
Yeah. $19.
19 will hit.
And last one, and also 19.
All right. And that one will hit as well.
Okay, rolling damage. Okay, so 5 slash. 5 slashing, and she's now got a necrotic wound.
All right.
So next attack will do that necrotic,
Okay.
and 3 necrotic extra.
All right.
So 3 slashing, 3 necrotic.
All
Does she
right.
have to do the Constitution saving throw? Or, oh no, never mind. I was reading it a little wrong.
Yep. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So. Alrighty. Very good. So, just gonna write this down real quick. Okay, so we did a total of 19?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
That's
Very good.
right. So I have control of these hellhounds.
Yes, you do.
I spoiled what they were, but
Nah, don't worry. It's kind of a given that you would figure that it kind of is what it is.
Yeah.
all right. So they're both gonna flank me on the side. So we got like a front line
Yep.
with me in the center.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is going to use a fire breath. So
Okay.
it needs to make.
So go ahead and do that. And so,
Okay. It needs to make a 12 dex
she succeeds.
save. Okay.
All right.
Let me check what Okay, so half this damage.
Mm-hmm. So that would be 12.
Yeah.
All right. And 11 for that one. So yeah. Okay. As they're bellowing this fire, you notice that she's just spinning herself around as the cloak that she's wearing. Like, it's not like a full one, but like kind of like the half cloak that you wear, that the kind of like what you expect from like musketeers and such. You notice that part of the flames just like deflect off of her. It still seems to hit, but it's just not as powerful as you would expect it to be. Interesting.
Noticing that with the other Hellhound, she's gonna
Well, there's two. You did it with the two fire breaths, yeah.
I did.
Yeah, it shows there was 2 that you rolled for.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's fine now. You still have one more.
Okay. So if we're flanking with the pack tactics.
Oh, so they get it. So with the fire, if they do fire breath, that counts as their action. And pack tactics, it's basically with your regular attack.
Okay, so for the fights.
Mm-hmm.
All right. To finish off their turn, I'm going to move them in the back behind her, standing right next to each other.
Okay.
And that'll be the end of my total turn.
Okay. Alrighty. First things first, I'm gonna need you to roll me a wisdom save as Anya begins her turn. Okay, so you fail this.
Okay.
Now, you begin to hear whispers that you've never heard before, though. These whispers, unlike the ones that were the comforting and soothing, this one appears to be much more commanding. Enough so that it's almost like, you know how people say words are like a sword? It's very much the same here. Alright. You take 11 points of sidekick damage as you start hearing these voices speaking in Celestial in your head. Now,
No Celestial, what are they saying?
you know Celestial?
I know Celestial.
You would recognize them as like words that seem to be uttered towards those who are, that you often hear as like woes, like woe unto you who dare raise your hand against the light bearer. Woe, and it's like it goes on, just like pretty much booming in your head, just like it hurt. It's like as if someone was yelling right next to your ear, or like a thaumaturgy right next to your ear, which I imagine hurts a lot. Now, as this happens, I'm gonna need you to roll me for each of the hellhounds that are nearby, as well as yourself, Miyuki, strength saves.
Uh, 19 for myself. I don't think they have any.
You just use the strength modifier.
Okay,
So it's a +3. So their save is a +3.
Oh.
Ooh. All right, so we'll just make it easy, and we'll just say this is just for like one roll is just for the majority of them, just to make it easier for you, and also so it's for streamlining this. You notice as she raises her rapier, you notice that her arms, like dark tendrils, begin to emerge, like of clouds, like cloud-like tendrils, before they reach out and start grabbing onto each and every one of the hellhounds. And they try to reach out to you as well. And you will... You take 15 points of necrotic damage. Half of that for you, Miyuki. The Hellhounds take 15, all of them. And the Hellhounds cannot take a reaction due to Arms of Hadar. Now, she's also going to go ahead and attack you. With a rapier, which is going to... what is your armor class?
18.
Alright, so that misses. She jabs out right towards
Riposte.
you.
Riposte.
Okay, what is that? You get to make an attack then?
As a reaction.
Alright, go ahead.
Yes. Superiority die. I need to find that. Where are my superiority die and what is it?
Also, for everyone else, I am going to ask for you to roll me D100s in just a moment, so be ready.
Not sure exactly what the superiority die is, but here's the attack.
Alright.
That is
Alright.
23.
Very good, so that'll hit.
Okay, and she's taken two stacks of the necrotic.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
So 8 necrotic and 9 slashing. Plus whatever the
Very good.
superiority die was.
Sounds good. Okay. Now, I am going to, now it's the end of the round, as Anya moves around to the back of Miyuki. And since the Arms of Hadar are out, that means the Hellhounds can't attack her. I am going to need everyone else to roll me a D100.
37.
89.
Oh,
Well, you
one
better-
short of 100.
Well,
Wow,
you all better thank your lucky stars, because all you need to do is roll higher than me, and within the next round, not this round we're about to do, but the next round after that, you all are in.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I rolled a 32, by the way. So,
Did you roll for the handsome gentleman?
Oh, Hati needs to roll too. Here, let me roll Hati. Safe to say Hati's in.
yeah.
Here.
Alrighty. So, Yuki, it is now top of the round. Actually, so before we get to that, I need you to roll me a wisdom save.
That's iffy.
Let me take a look real quick. All right. You feel the temptation to continue on, but as you are suddenly find yourself in actual combat with this Inquisitor, what do you do?
Fighting spirit, bonus action. Giving myself 10 temporary hit points.
Okay.
And advantage. On,
Alrighty.
Weapon attack rolls.
Okay.
Yeah, this is gonna be so for the actions, she's gonna get 3 advantages on the long sword of wounding.
Okay.
And action surge.
Alrighty.
Another 3 on the longsword.
Alrighty. So a total of 6 attacks. You got it.
A total of 6 attacks, and all with advantage.
Mm-hmm. Right at Anya. You got it.
Okay. First one's a 25.
That'll hit.
Okay.
17 does not.
19 though. For the
19 just hits.
Okay. Third attack.
Nope.
Okay. Fourth attack. 18. So now.
Mm-hmm.
Fifth attack. Oof. At least it wasn't that one.
Yep.
Alright, final attack 18, so
Nope, that does not hit.
okay, how many was I up?
You get 1. You hit 3 times.
No, I mean like how many attacks did I just do?
You did a total of 6.
Okay. So I need to roll 3 of these damages.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll take 3 stacks off this one.
Mm-hmm.
So 9 on the necrotic. 4 stacks on this one. 8. Plus whatever this slashing is. 5 stacks. 20. No.
Ooh, very nice. She's going to go ahead.
Stack up.
She's going to go ahead and use her reaction. And she's going to pull a surprise on you. That'll do with an natural 18. As she tries to block the attack and you're just striking at her, you notice at one point the rate she holds is pointing at you, but it doesn't seem to be right at the stabbing at you. But instead, you hear a click, followed quickly by, as you notice the black powder emerges from the side of her rapier as a metal ball just goes right into you, doing 30 points of piercing damage.
Holy shit.
Gunsword.
It's also a gun.
It's a sword that's also a gun.
Alright.
Okay. It is now your Hellhound's turn. What will you do with said Hellhounds? It's up to you, since you succeeded on your wisdom save.
So, are they still like with the tendrils?
Let me take a look. Nope, they are disappeared.
All right, so they're gonna flank her
Okay.
and making sure they're next to each other, so I get the pack tactics bonus.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna go for a bite. Okay, so first one misses with the 17.
All right, that misses.
Second one,
Second one will hit.
23. So 10 piercing, 5 fire.
All right, very good.
How many of these do I got?
Hmm?
Do I have 2 or 3 of these?
3.
There's 3, actually.
Yep. Nope. All right. So, Anya's turn. So, what she's going to do... First things first, I'm going to need you to roll wisdom save for yourself and for the Hellhounds. So just roll two wisdom saves. One for you, one for the Hellhounds as a group. Okay, so the Hellhounds fail. Each of them taking 11 points of sidekick damage. As you just see that for some reason, they just start shrieking. They start whimpering as they start cowering a little in front of Anya. Now, she's going to... Okay. You begin to notice that her hand, she quickly withdrew the parrying dagger and reaches out towards you. Does a 22 hit?
Yeah, it'll hit.
She reaches out and grabs a hold of you by the neck. And you take 9 points of necrotic damage. And as you notice that some of the wounds that are exposed on her begin to heal. All the while, she brings her rapier and starts jabbing right into you. 24. And a dirty 20.
Yeah, hit.
Okay. Eight points of piercing for the first one. 14 points of piercing for the second. And that is it for her turn. Now, everyone comes on in. So, as you are, after rushing out with the assistance of the group, having left the area, they gave you directions to the town square. As you're all booking it, you start to hear what sounds to be noises of battle, just like you hear barks of creatures, you hear the snarls, you even hear the yells of people as you hear gunshots going off, you hear swords piercing flesh, and you find yourselves at the town square in what appears to be that of seeming to be a slugfest going on between members of the Exorcists and you see a ton of hellhounds. And all the while, you see battling between them, like in this near the center, Anya and Miyuki. And you see Anya surrounded by hellhounds and Miyuki. So everyone, I'd like for you to all roll initiative.
Oh no! You're gonna force Violet to help.
Damn it.
Haha.
14.
She have to though.
She kind of does.
21.
Oracle told her to. Well, actually, technically speaking, the Oracle didn't tell her to help. The Oracle just told her, you must make your way to the town square. Anya's in danger. The words help her were never used, but they were implied.
They were implied.
It was implied. I don't think the Oracle sent her to just be a spectator to Anya's fall.
As much as she would love that.
As much as she would love that.
All right, another. And so Kalis. All right, so Nether, starting with you, you're about 80 feet away from where you are to the town, to where Nether, and so where Anya and Miyuki are. What do you do?
So I can see that it's Miyuki and Anya.
Yeah, you see. In fact, you come in right at the time when she grabs Miyuki and just goes jab, 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 just like with her rapier.
Jesus. Anya? That's our teammate! Please be gentle!
I don't think gentle's in her vocabulary.
Oh god, I don't want to kill either of them. I think it's time for the bow action, guys.
The what action?
The bow action. He takes the longbow that he just has strung around him that he never uses, like, ever. You know, this... Never mind. Yep. Well, what better way to get something done than some magic arrows. And he's gonna take some shots.
All right, who's he shooting at though? You see the hellhounds that are surrounding Anya, and you also see her stabbing at Miyuki.
Yep. Okay. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Nether knows how the Cambion works though.
You are
She's
familiar.
charmed. If we damage her, we can break the charm. That's what he remembers. So he's aiming for Miyuki.
Okay, go ahead and roll your attack.
Question for the Dungeon Master. Did you remember to roll for her handsome gentleman, or is her handsome gentleman not here yet?
Not here yet, unfortunately.
Did we outrun him?
Did we outrun him?
Keep in mind, his armor is off, so he had to put it back on.
He didn't need to put it back on!
Oh.
Also, Hati did roll high enough, and he rolled 13 on initiative.
Yeah, I'm taking that into account, don't worry.
Oh, that's cute. I like that, actually. Fuck, I haven't used this in so long. What even is... How damaged does Miyuki look, by the way?
Pretty fucked up.
Pretty fucked up? Okay. Well, can I specify non-lethal damage with bows?
You can. I'll allow it. In the sense that you're trying to aim for a non-vital area.
Yeah. He doesn't want to kill her. Oh,
I'll aim for the
already
heel.
+7. Yep.
Or the knee. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Then there's the giving Miyuki an arrow to the knee.
Yeah. Also, in this, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Would Anya technically count as an ally in this battle?
Why do you ask?
Just curiosity.
I'm just saying for rule's sake.
Oh, for rule's sake, because beguiling arrow.
Which says, I do gotta remind me for that one.
A creature is hit by an arrow and takes an extra 2d6 psychic damage and is charmed by one of your allies within 30 feet of the target if it fails a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay. Miyuki, roll me a wisdom save real quick.
When I want to fail. Can I choose to
Well,
fail?
yeah, the only reason I'm saying that is because technically you're under the influence of the Cambion at the moment.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, either way, arcane shot works because it hits.
Mm-hmm.
So you do still take that extra 2d6. I don't know if you can out-charm an existing charm. This is...
I'm saying this for story. Don't worry, I'll worry about that because story-related reasons and all that.
Yeah. I don't know if you can out-charm an existing charm, but, yeah, the DC is 12.
Go ahead and roll, if you haven't already.
And I'll get that damage out.
Mm-hmm.
1 D8
Miyuki, did you roll the wisdom save?
Yeah, that was 24.
Yeah, it was 24.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Jesus. Of course. Oh, and then there's the added 2d6 from the beguiling.
Yeah, roll the
as well.
2d6 as well.
I'm so sorry, by the way, but it's non-lethal.
It's just an arrow to the knee.
Yeah.
So 18.
I'm so sorry.
Are you
That's
down
just
yet,
one
by
attack,
chance?
by the way. I still
she'll
have one
get-
more.
She'll give you a receipt later.
Yeah, I expect that. Does the charm take effect at all with her? At all?
With a
Yeah.
24 save, I imagine not.
Yeah, unfortunately.
God fucking. Alright.
So-
Fine then. I still have another attack.
Okay.
So, +7 is, yeah. Does a 15 hit you? I don't think it would.
Nope. Just goes whistling by. You're a little hesitant on hitting Miyuki, as not only is she's your friend, but also because of the fact you don't want to kill her. So.
Miyuki! Step out of it! No, he's gonna walk forward a full 30 feet just to get
Okay.
closer. And that's the end of my turn.
All right, Miyuki, go ahead and roll me a wisdom save real quick. Very good. So, so you get to choose. Do you want to hold off, or what do you do? You can choose to act with
glance
aggression
back
or
at
not.
Whatever. She's gonna glance back at whatever the fuck shot her in the knee. I don't know. She's seeing red at this point, so she's gonna see if this actually works.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna raise her hand up and she's gonna close her fist again.
Okay.
Oh no.
More.
This is what happens when you let a player that be evil for a limited time.
Oh god.
9 piece.
More. More. More!
Okay, Kylo Ren.
I got the helmet back there.
I know you do.
Put it
Don't
on just
believe
for
me.
this. Put it on just for this. I swear.
You see the lightsaber. You see the action figure.
Okay, so you try 2 in the moment. High or low?
Hi.
Where would you like them to appear?
Oh my god.
Linebacker, right in front of Nether.
No.
You see 6 of these hellhounds suddenly emerge and are just surrounding now. They're just snarling. Those hellhounds will not act on this turn. Just gotta wait for the next one for them because they just arrived this round.
Nice doggies.
Violet's resisting the urge to adopt the doggos.
They're literal fiends.
She was denied the chance to adopt the cat because it was Rorik.
All right. So with that, I was just considered your action. It's now Violet's turn.
Okay. Do I get a bonus action?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Bonus action. My bad.
Bonus action, second wind.
Okay.
D10 plus 13.
You got it. Ooh, look at you
Nice.
go.
Get some health back.
All right.
I don't know if I'm thankful or not for you getting health back.
All right, Violet.
That is true.
Violet's gonna move her full 30 feet of doing her best to avoid hellhound doggos, even though she wants to adopt them.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna try and get within 30 feet of Miyuki
All right.
and just pointing at her, she's gonna cast suggestion and say, knock it off and stand down.
All right. How far is the range on that?
30 feet.
Okay, so
Gonna
you
get as
moved.
close as she can.
Yeah. So because for that it would be because I said it was about 80 feet from where Nether was, which is around where you guys are.
Oh.
So it would be 30 feet, but don't worry, you still have. I'm not gonna say you can't use your spells or anything like that. I'm not like that.
Okay, yeah, so she's gonna use suggestion to basically stop it and stand down. So Miyuki needs to make a wisdom saving throw of 18.
Oh.
Damn.
So stop making the saves when we're trying to help you.
Deja vu.
What? She's just over there.
This is the same problem we had with Gisela.
It is.
It's the
That's
same
the funny
problem we
thing.
had.
Violet, seeing that the spell did not work, lets out a very low growl, and then she takes out her crystal blade.
You have one too?
I do have one too. She takes out her crystal blade and gets at the ready because she senses that might have ticked off Miyuki, and there's a very good chance she's going to get attacked soon because hell doggos are now behind her.
All right. While that's happening, Anya, Miyuki, I'm gonna need you to give.
Turn.
Nope.
Hati rolled a 13.
Or was that?
It's Hati's turn.
Okay.
Hati rolled a
All right.
13, so she was after Violet.
He was after Violet.
Oh, yeah, he
Okay.
was after Violet. I have an
All
idea
right,
for what
go
Hati
ahead.
will do. This might be possibly a bit controversial, but Hati's seeing that Miyuki is not folding to the suggestion spells. So he thinks to himself that it would be a good idea to try and make it harder for Miyu to resist them. And I think that what Hati would do would actually be cast Bane on
Okay.
Miyuki.
All right. Very good.
So you have to make a 17 charisma score.
Save or score?
Save.
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 Failed.
Oh, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Alright, and that was Hati's action. I don't think that Hati really has a bonus action that can be used for this.
Clerics
Other
rarely
than,
do.
he's going to look over at Aeon, and
He's not even there yet.
Actually, no, never mind. Looking at it, yeah, no, I can't do that. Never mind. I was looking at Holy Weapon, but it's also concentration, so never mind. That's gonna be Hati's turn.
All right, Anya's turn. I'm going to need Miyuki to make one more wisdom save.
This one's a disadvantage?
Yes.
No, it's you roll an extra d4 and minus.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that's what.
Don't
Bane
need that.
is.
I probably
Yep, no
failed.
need for that because it's failed.
Mhm.
And
Is that the one that I needed to...
no, this is for Anya's turn.
Oh, okay.
15 points of psychic damage.
Hold on.
Mm-mm.
I'm sorry. I gotta do this.
Yes.
Indomitable. When I fail a saving throw, I must use the new one.
Okay.
Okay, so I can
Huh.
roll this again.
You gotta roll a d4 again, though, too.
Oh,
Same score. Wow.
I will roll this a d4.
I'm
It really
using
doesn't matter.
Lucky feet. Lucky
okay.
feet.
Oh my god.
Hey,
Holy
look!
shit.
I only get one chance to be the bad guy at one
I
point.
kinda wanna
Yeah,
do
I
that
mean,
again.
make the most of it. Let's
All
go.
my tools. Yep.
Oh,
20.
Aw.
Okay, it won't matter for rolling a
Wow.
d4. So you're good.
Okay.
And the spell is still active, so she is going to try to reach out to you again. Does a dirty 20 hit?
Yep.
Alright. 16 points of necrotic damage. As she's holding on and just starts jabbing once more. 17?
17 misses. And I'm gonna use riposte as my reaction.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attack.
I get
All right,
advantage on
then.
this because of the Hellhounds.
Yep.
Just in case I crit.
But you still do damage. Damage is damage.
Damage is...
Damage is damage.
How many stacks was I up to? 6?
A lot.
Okay, well that's not
Mm-hmm.
much either way. That would be 12, I think.
Okay.
12.
Very good. Now, does the 18 hit?
Just
Just hits, okay.
hits.
Alright. 14 points of piercing damage. That's it for her turn. As you're watching this, as everyone else is, you're all watching this, you see that Anya actually has a strong hold on Yuki. Like, it's not considered grappled, but just holding on and seeming to be. You see this glowing from her arm as you see wounds appearing, but then healing, appearing, healing, just like as she's constantly just going at Miyuki.
Oh. Magic lady.
I hate her.
Rorik, you're up. Samuel, you're on deck. Zokalis right after too.
This
So,
might be the one time
Rorik?
you have reasonable action to kill this bitch.
She can't.
Rorik is gonna run up to be next to Violet,
It's gonna
so he's within.
keep in mind you're still
The
far
dark
away
side.
unless you
I need
are
to-
using cunning actions.
I need to be able to run up, so I'm gonna bonus action,
Dash.
what is it? Bonus action dash up,
Okay.
and Rorik's gonna put his hand on the hilt of the, what's it called? The hilt of the Moonblade.
Okay.
No, the
Just keep in
moonsicle?
mind that there are hellhounds around, so do keep that in mind.
That's fine. reaching down, putting his hand on the hilt of the moon sickle, gripping the pommel, and then he reaches out with his hand outstretched, and he's going to cast Charm Person at Miyuki.
Okay.
With the moon sickle equipped, it does an additional +2 to the spell saves.
Okay.
Which means I don't know why it's not updating it. Wait,
that's all right.
Let me see if I can. Yeah, it's supposed to be a Wisdom save of 18.
All right, roll a Wisdom save for me, Miyuki.
And you have to do a minus D4 as well.
That's right, the Bane.
All right, there you go. I failed.
Woo!
If that didn't fail, I don't know what the fuck does.
So, Miyuki, as you're feeling this haze.
I'm sorry.
I got the cameras.
If
Got
you
the
have
haze
lucky,
too.
look at 2 more. You have
Are you using the lucky?
No.
2 more lucky rolls, don't you?
No, I'm using Indomitable.
You've already used your reaction though, haven't you? That
Oh.
was your reaction last round.
Special.
It's a special thing for the fighter. For the
Okay.
fighter samurai class.
No,
Ooh.
All right, this is.
it's just a fighter thing.
All right, now I'm using lucky for the no action.
Okay. Here comes the lucky. Let's see the lucky.
What should it be? 12.
Oh my god.
Ah.
Oh
You
my.
gotta roll the d4 though.
12.
Still roll the D4. Still roll the D4.
Try it.
Minus
Still
the
roll the
D4.
D4. Because
Oh.
it's still
You just needs to roll a 4.
Oh,
Oh, you passed.
Oh.
damn it.
Just let us save you.
I gotta say, I
Guys,
love.
It can only be evil
Absolutely not.
ones.
Can I just say I love how Miyuki's just enjoying being a baddie at the
I
moment.
only. Look. I only get this one dark side turn, like real quick heel turn. Like, come on, I gotta have this one.
We're
All
just gonna
right.
drain you of all your resources, and then you
Miyuki's-
can't do it.
That's pretty much
Yuki's
how it
hair is
works.
starting to get dyed green as this fight is going on.
Samuel, your turn.
Samuel sees all of this going on, and after the last couple of days that he's had, he's just over all of this shit. And as he walks up his full 30, what's his movement speed? I think it's 30 feet. Yeah, his full 30 feet. His eyes glow red for a moment. He holds up his hand, and he holds his hand with a closed fist. Turns his hand over. Release, and casts Dispel Magic on Miyuki.
All
Well,
right.
Nobody had to fucking have it.
There you go.
I'm gonna need you to roll me the d20
Yeah,
plus your
I'll-
modifier.
It's at 5th level. So
Okay.
if the charm is lower than that, then it's automatically broken.
Okay, let me just check this real quick, actually.
Okay, but then we
Oh,
have to
you
stop
guys-
Anya, and I don't know how successful we will on that.
When you cast a spell using a spell slot 4th level or higher, you automatically end the effect of a spell on the target. That spell level is equal or less than the level of the spell slot you used.
Let's see. What level would this be considered?
The answer is yes.
I don't think I have careful.
Okay, for this I'm gonna, because of the nature of the way this is working, just because I'm reading up on the rules on it, I'm gonna roll a d100.
Okay.
High. It's going to, it'll, if it's high, that means we're gonna have to roll to see if you dispel it. Low, it's negated.
Okay.
I'll roll it here in the chat. Okay, you're gonna have to roll for it.
Come on.
Huh.
A d20 plus your spell casting modifier.
D20 plus my D20 spellcast mod. That's gonna be +3. D20.
Is it just a 3? I thought it'd be more. Are you
Did
sure?
you roll a 4?
I rolled a 4. Oh, wait. Hold on.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because I think that's wrong.
Or
Wait.
Do you have the lucky feet?
So wait, hold on. So it's 4 plus.
Let me take a look.
Because
that doesn't seem right.
Modifiers are weird.
Oh wait, so
Yeah,
I'm
'cause-
casting mod. So that's casted with Warlock, so I have +3 on charisma.
I'm taking a look right now.
Oh, like when you're using like Eldritch Blast, what's your modifier for that?
Oh, I see. Okay. Let me take a look real quick.
That's gonna be okay. So my to hit with Eldritch Blast is +8.
All right, so that's what your
Okay.
mod should be.
Okay,
Yeah. Make ability check using spellcasting. The ability.
It should say the modifier at the top of your spells section. So it says like plus modifier, and then spell attack is higher than that, and then the save DC. It's at the top of the.
Yeah, I
list.
know. I'm just trying to figure out. Because I thought it was just modifier for it.
Modifier +3, spell attack +8, save DC 16.
Okay. And what level were you using it at? 5th level?
Yep.
And if you casting a spell at 4th level. Right? Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Since you were using it, I'm sorry. I thought you were using it at 4th level for some reason. That was my bad.
Okay.
So it does automatically end because I had it set
Yes.
for 5th level. My apologies.
There you go.
So, but as this happens, Miyuki, you find yourself a bit confused, and you suddenly find yourself having someone's hand on your throat, and you just see this Inquisitor having just stabbed you multiple times with a rapier.
Samiel seeing Inquisitor Arya still all up on Miyuki, waves his hand to one side really quickly, using telekinetic shove to try to push her off.
Is that a spell or a bonus action?
Bonus action.
And that's not a spell at all.
It's let's see. So it is from the telekinetic feat, and then so it's under. If you look on a bonus actions, it shows as a.
Okay, no, it's not a spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she would need to make a strength save of 16, or get pushed back 10 feet.
All right. Yep, you push her back 10 feet. You push her back to...
Oh, sorry, 5 feet. Sorry, 5 feet.
5 feet. Okay, you push her to the side a little bit.
He's going to call out to Anya. Step away from the girl. She's being controlled.
All right. So, Kalis, it is your turn.
doggo
Now
still
that was gonna be my question.
Oh,
Dog.
where's the
Gonna be
dog?
that.
Oh, yes.
My little stunt backfired now.
You see that they slowly begin to disappear, one by one.
Oh, thank God.
Fantastic. So it's now just us with Anya,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it, correct?
You say that.
At the moment, yes.
Think of that. Violet
Ooh.
knows better.
So, because Zokalis doesn't believe for a second that Anya is going to leave me alone, as he's running up using his full 30 feet of movement.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to... Yeah, he's going to cast Wall of Fire around Anya between her and Miyu.
Okay.
So almost like trap her in this wall.
Okay.
A ring of fire.
A ring
Also,
of fire.
Since this is now in play, I have the slasher feat, which slows your movement down to 10 feet. Since
Nice.
that's possibly in play now.
Very nice. Alrighty. So, what do you do now, Zakaz, after casting this?
He's he's gonna catch up to pretty much next to Samiel. And all that is like a motion to back up Samuel's words of back down. So there's no shouting, and he really doesn't have a bonus action. So that was just kind of a utility move, just to kind of get her to stay put for a second. Well, we can talk about this civilly.
He says
Civilized
a wall of
humans.
fire.
Excuse me?
And
Yeah.
he says as he puts up a wall of
Oh,
fire.
absolutely. I will put anything in between me and a bad guy, so I don't have to kill them. Yeah. This is Nocalis using his fire as a utility rather than dumping a fireball in her face.
You
Turn
also
over.
act like that's going to stop her.
Well, at the moment, he doesn't quite know if it is or not. And again, he doesn't feel like dumping a fireball in her face. So
At least not yet. So. Let's see. So, what do you? So you cast Wall of Fire, and
yeah, that's it.
That's it for your turn.
He's gonna catch up to Samiel, and that's gonna be the end of the turn.
Okay. Nether. It's now your turn. What do you do as you see this ring of fire suddenly appear, and you see Miyuki is seeming to be back to her normal self.
He's gonna get up as far as he can. He should be within range to do his magic sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he's going to just magic awareness. Make sure that Anya is not the Cambion in disguise.
Use the magic awareness and remind me, just detects what kind of creatures?
It's just awareness to the presence of concentrated magic. I know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet.
As you cast this, you do feel a concentration of magic. It's not exactly this. It's kind of the same as kind of like someone just casting spells. But you notice something odd. All around the dotted areas that which the hellhounds were are still resonating with magic.
That's weird. What about Anya?
Anya, well,
is it the same magic blips as before?
not in the fiendish sort of way. It's more of, you saw her cast, she was using her arm, so you see it glowing naturally, but other than that, just the magic pings of her weapons.
Okay, she's good. Alright, Anya's good. Anya's Anya, but there's something weird going on.
That's debatable.
What do you mean, something weird?
The Hellhounds. They're still magic.
Puppies?
Would Samuel be able to recognize if... would Samuel be able to sense whether or not the Hellhounds are just hiding, or if they're just gone?
Really hard to tell, though. As you're all staying there at the moment,
Violet, are we still in turn order? Because if not,
I'll say
Violet
for
would
the
position-
time being, we're gonna keep the turn orders, but for roleplay purposes, you guys can go ahead.
Okay, Violet would have positioned herself so that she was between Miyuki and where Anya was.
In the
Simply
fire?
because she would.
Question mark.
Well, I don't know. The fire is not going to stay up forever. So basically, she'll kind of step back, step back, step back, step back. Okay. You just position herself because she would like to think that Anya wouldn't attack Violet for no good reason, even though Violet's given her lots of good reasons to attack her. But nothing today. Just like a slight line of defense, like, we need to relax. It's under control. Da-da-da-da-da. Even though her handsome gentleman will not be very impressed when he eventually somehow gets here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Weird magic where puppies are. Do the
Mm-hmm.
robe of eyes see anything?
You do see something. In fact, you notice that with the robe of eyes, that they are slowly beginning to merge together.
Oh,
You even notice with the blood of which had been spilled, slowly beginning to pour forth, and even go into one center point.
Is that center point around where any of us are at?
It's about 20 feet away from you.
Awesome.
So long as it's not close to Violet.
But as this happens, you all begin to notice something happening. A glow begins to emerge. From where you saw Zocalis, that which had been the center point of this focus of magic and blood, see some begin to feel rumble. And slowly, something begins to emerge.
God damn it.
Puppy?
Giant.
Puppy?
Doggo?
Hold on a sec.
Cerberus?
Cerberus, that's what I was thinking.
It's Fluffy!
I think this is the one I'm looking for.
God, the fucking music.
I know.
You see a huge hand emerge.
Handle? Not a puppy.
Maybe it is.
Oh, guys.
You see this glow begins to be that of a blood crimson red. You hear a voice.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
As you see this huge fiendish creature emerge, you see this pair of great big wings that span the size of catapults, trebuchets. You see a pair of horns that itself almost seeming to be, these horns seeming to be that as long as spears but curled. You see the body itself seeming to be bipedal, but its scales or skin seems to be breaking up into almost like the kind of spines and scales you would expect from a lizard. The teeth are that sharp as short swords. As you see, the beady red eyes, and carrying with it a great mace that is decorated, seeming to be that of mournful faces. And as it emerges, slowly turns and looks towards you. Then, as it looks to each of you, its eyes, as it's towering over you, its eyes focus on Rorik.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
You have what I want.
We're gonna end session there for tonight.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
Oh, this might be a problem.
And her handsome
Maybe.
gentleman's not there to help.
Yet,
Yet, we don't know how long it takes.
Woo!
That's gonna
Jesus
take a while.
Christ.
Oh,
Guys, it's
by
fine.
the way,
I have banishment.
So the same.
I'll go ahead and share with you all an image of what you're facing.
Oh no.
Where are we
Mhm.
sharing?
I'm gonna share it in the Roll20, so give me a moment.
That fucking music. So fucking creepy.
I know.
Or before he called out Rory.
Well, I know what playlist
I
I'm
was-
listening
yeah.
to next session.
I was gonna have so callous look to Samuel and be like, "Is this one of your friends?"
It's definitely
You know
not
this
one of
guy?
mine.
What everybody didn't know before, we're definitely being called out now.
Yup.
Rorik, did you ever tell anyone about this?
We know.
That's why they were shooting glares at me
Alright,
That's
earlier.
good.
and I will switch it over to this.
Well, I mean, in this immediate group,
Sorry for the
Together-
layout, but this is what they're fighting.
neither Samuel and so callous knows.
And hot tea.
And now I'll switch over back to Revive Pandemic Battle.
That's hot. He know, yeah.
Mhm.
He knows.
So that's... If you're unable to see it, let me go ahead and bring it over.
Well, Samuel had an idea, but does Samuel actually fully know?
Yeah, because he talked
There you
to Rorik
go.
about it.
He did. Okay.
Rorik
Oh,
didn't
no.
fully admit
Oh.
it, but I think he put two and two together.
Oh.
Oh, Jesus.
It's
Hello,
Violet's
sir.
dad.
Oh, he's cute.
Oh. Hi.
Don't worry, we got
How
this.
big is
We
he?
just gotta banish it.
He is considered a... He is considered a large.
It's a large boy.
He's bigger than the Goliath, though, in case you're wondering.
He's
Even
a large
better.
boy.
Yeah, very big boy.
Lovely.
In fact, if I'm correct, he stands about 18 to 20 feet tall.
That's a large boy.
That is a large boy.
Yep. So, thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with us tonight. I know it went a bit longer, but it was awesome having you all here. So, I appreciate it, especially to our East Coast players. Thank you again for being patient with that. But we will be back again next week for Revive Pandemic. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you all again next time. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye
Yeah.
bye.